John. Today we're here to discuss strategies for closing sales deals effectively.
Hi, Lucy. Yes, closing deals is crucial. It's the final step in our sales process.
Absolutely. Without a strong close, all our efforts might go to waste.
Agreed. So, what do you think is the most important factor in closing?
I think understanding the client's needs is essential to tailor our approach.
That's a good point. When clients feel understood, they're more likely to commit.
Exactly. Building rapport and trust is also key in sales relationships.
I agree. Trust makes clients comfortable with making big decisions.
And when we ask the right questions, we uncover their real motivations.
Yes, it helps us present solutions that genuinely solve their problems.
Timing is also important. We shouldn't push for a close too early.
Right. If clients feel rushed, they might hesitate or withdraw.
Exactly. We should also look for buying signals, like positive feedback.
Definitely. When clients are engaged, it's a sign they're ready.
At that point, we can confidently guide them towards a decision.
I find that summarizing the benefits helps reinforce their interest.
Great tip. A summary makes it clear why the deal benefits them.
And it allows clients to visualize the value they'll receive.
Have you used the assumptive close technique before?
Yes, it's effective. Assuming they're ready encourages them to take the next step.
Exactly. It feels natural and doesn't pressure them directly.
Another strategy I like is the option close. It gives them a choice.
Yes, offering choices helps clients feel more in control.
They're more likely to commit when they select an option themselves.
Agreed. What about handling objections? How do you approach that?
I listen carefully, address concerns honestly, and relate back to their goals.
Good approach. It's important to show empathy and understanding.
Yes, clients want to know we genuinely care about their needs.
Sometimes repeating their objection helps them feel heard.
That's true. It shows we're actively listening to their concerns.
Then we can address it and redirect them back to the benefits.
Exactly. Reaffirming the positives often eases any hesitation.
Have you ever tried the urgency close to create a sense of immediacy?
Yes, but carefully. It's effective if the opportunity genuinely has limited availability.
Right. False urgency can harm trust if overused.
Absolutely. We must be transparent and only use urgency when it's real.
What other closing techniques have worked well for you?
I find the test close helpful. It checks their readiness before the final ask.
Yes, it's a good way to gauge their interest without pressure.
If they respond positively, it's easier to move towards closing.
I've also seen success with a summary close. It reinforces the value.
That's a classic. Summarizing shows the impact the solution will have.
It helps clients visualize the benefits in a clear, concise way.
How do you handle follow-up if they're still undecided?
I make sure to thank them and confirm a follow-up date.
Yes, leaving it open-ended can create uncertainty on their part.
Exactly. A specific follow-up keeps the conversation alive.
Do you find email or phone calls more effective for follow-up?
It depends on the client. Some prefer the directness of a call.
That's true. Phone calls are personal, but emails allow more time to think.
Agreed. The key is to match their communication preference.
Yes, Adapting to their style shows we're attentive to their needs.
Ultimately, every closing strategy should focus on the client's perspective.
I couldn't agree more. Their comfort is essential for long-term relationships.
Well, I think we have some solid techniques to try in our next calls.
Absolutely. A structured approach will help us achieve better closing rates.
Let's continue sharing our successes and refining these strategies.
Agreed. Learning from each deal improves our skills.
I'm excited to implement these ideas. Let's aim for higher conversions.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Assumptive. Based on the assumption that something is true or will happen.
Using an assumptive close makes the client feel ready to move forward.
Objection. An expression of concern or doubt about a certain proposal or idea.
Addressing objections openly builds trust with clients.
Hesitation. A pause or uncertainty before making a decision or action.
His hesitation indicated he needed more reassurance about the product.
Urgency. A state of pressing importance, often to prompt quick action.
Creating urgency helps motivate clients to decide promptly.
Transparency. Openness and honesty in communication, with nothing hidden.
Maintaining transparency builds long-term trust with clients.
Gauge. To estimate or measure something, often to understand levels of interest or readiness.
He used questions to gauge the client's interest in the product.
Concise. Expressing information clearly and briefly, without unnecessary words.
A concise summary helped the client understand the product benefits.
Follow up. An action or communication made to continue or complete an earlier engagement.
A quick follow-up call can reinforce a potential client's interest.
Conversion. Turning potential interest into a finalized sale or commitment.
Our goal is to increase conversion rates through effective closing strategies.
Adapt. To change or modify something to suit a particular need or situation.
She adapted her approach based on the client's preferences.
John, I've been thinking a lot about our company culture lately. It's really something special, isn't it?
Absolutely, Lucy. I feel so fortunate to work in a place where everyone feels valued and respected.
Me too. Remember when we first implemented the Diversity and Inclusion Initiative? It was a game changer.
Definitely. It created a more open and welcoming environment for everyone.
And it's not just about diversity. It's also about equity. Everyone has the opportunity to succeed here, regardless of their background or experience.
That's right. Our company is committed to providing equal opportunities for all.
Our team-building activities have also played a huge role in fostering a strong sense of community.
I agree. Those events have helped us connect on a personal level and build trust.
And let's not forget about the importance of feedback. Our company really values our opinions and ideas.
I know, right? It's great to work in a place where you can speak your mind without fear of judgment.
And we're always looking for ways to improve. We're not afraid to change and adapt.
That's what I love about working here. We're constantly evolving and growing.
I think our company culture is one of the main reasons why people stay here for so long.
Definitely. It's a great place to work.
So, how can we continue to improve our company culture?
I think we could focus on providing more opportunities for professional development.
That's a great idea. And maybe we could also organize more social events outside of work.
Yeah, that would be fun. We could even start a company book club or something like that.
I love it. Let's bring this up at our next team meeting.
Sounds good.
Also, I think we need to pay more attention to our remote employees. They should feel just as included as those who work in the office.
You're absolutely right. We could have more virtual team building activities and regular check-ins.
And maybe we could implement a mentorship program to help new employees integrate into our culture more quickly.
Great ideas. That way, everyone will feel like a valued member of the team.
Yes, definitely. We need to work together to make our company culture even stronger.
I agree. It's important for the future of our company.
Speaking of the future, have you thought about how we can make our company more sustainable?
That's a great point. We could implement more eco-friendly practices in the office, like recycling and reducing our carbon footprint.
And we could also encourage our employees to adopt more sustainable lifestyles.
Yes, we could organize workshops or challenges to promote sustainability.
I think it would be great if we could become a more environmentally conscious company.
Absolutely. It would be a win-win situation for everyone.
So, there's still a lot we can do to improve our company culture. But I'm confident that if we all work together, we can create an even more positive and inclusive workplace.
I couldn't agree more. Let's keep striving for excellence.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Fostering. Promoting the growth or development of something.
The company is fostering a positive work environment.
Equity. Fairness and justice in the way people are treated.
Equity in the workplace is essential for a positive work environment.
Mentorship. Guidance and support provided by a more experienced person.
The mentorship program helped me develop my skills.
Sustainability. The ability to continue for a long time.
Sustainability is a key concern for many businesses today.
Inclusive. Including everyone, not excluding anyone.
An inclusive workplace is a welcoming workplace.
Interactive. Involving active participation.
Interactive workshops are a great way to learn.
Integrate. To combine two or more things into a whole.
The new employee integrated quickly into the team.
Striving. Making great efforts to achieve something.
We're striving to be the best company in the industry.
Diverse. Made up of people or things that are different.
Our company has a diverse workforce.
Equity. Fairness and justice in the way people are treated.
Equity in the workplace is crucial. Hello, John. Welcome to the online meeting. Can you hear me clearly?
Hi, Lucy. Yes, I can hear you very clearly. How about my voice?
It's perfect. Before we start, I'd like to share some documents. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay. I can see the screen you're sharing. This is the first slide of the presentation, right?
Yes, that's correct. Today we'll talk about the effectiveness of remote work.
Great. Adapting to remote work can be challenging at times. What challenges are you facing most?
Yes, we faced some challenges at the beginning, but communication and clarity have really helped.
I agree. Clear communication is crucial. We need to connect at certain hours to ensure everyone's on the same page.
Exactly, that's important. It helps the team stay coordinated and ensures productivity.
Absolutely. We could also hold a weekly meeting to track everyone's progress.
Yes, that's a good idea. We could have a quick meeting every week to evaluate progress.
How should these meetings be? Should they be face-to-face or continue online?
I think online meetings are more efficient. It's easier for everyone to participate and we can share recordings.
Right. Online meetings are definitely more practical. What do you think about performance tracking?
We should set weekly goals and track how close everyone is to reaching them.
That's important. But when working remotely, the workload might be heavier for some, so we need to be careful.
Absolutely. That's why we should regularly check in on each team member's status.
Yes, regular check-ins are really important. Also, frequently sharing screens will speed up the process.
I agree. Screen sharing helps everyone see what's happening in real time and avoid misunderstandings.
Definitely. That way, confusion is minimized. By the way, are we going to share the recordings of our meetings?
Yes, I'll share the recordings of every meeting with the team afterward. That way, everyone can review them.
That's really helpful. It will be useful for those who miss the meeting or forget some details.
Exactly. Also, there's one more thing. We should solve any technical issues before the meeting starts.
Yes, technical difficulties can waste a lot of time. What tools are you using?
We use Zoom. It's fast, reliable, and easy for everyone to access.
Nice. Zoom really helps make things easier. The screen sharing feature is a great tool.
Yes, screen sharing really helps. We need visual support when explaining things.
I agree. Oh, I need to check my headset. Ah, yes. It's working now.
Good catch. Technology sometimes gives us problems, but we fixed it.
Yeah, technology can be tricky, but we managed to get it working. Now, what else should we discuss?
Let's talk about the reporting process. It's crucial to have well-organized reports when working remotely.
Yes, if we organize the reporting process well, it'll make everyone's job easier. What reports do we need?
We'll prepare weekly performance reports. These will help us identify areas that need improvement.
Yes, performance tracking is very important. Seeing how productive everyone is helps us spot areas for growth.
Absolutely. We'll share the reports on an online platform so everyone can access them and give feedback.
That sounds like a great solution. Getting feedback and seeing everything in real time is important.
Yes, seeing everything in time is critical. Also, we need to make sure no one feels left out when working remotely.
I agree. We need to ensure these processes benefit everyone on the team.
That's why we can review the reports together every week during our meetings.
Exactly. Weekly meetings will help us track progress more clearly.
That's all for today's agenda. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think everything is clear. It was a very productive meeting. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you, John. If you need any help, feel free to reach out.
Of course. See you later.
See you. Have a good day.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Track. To monitor or follow the progress of something.
I will track the team's progress on the new project.
Check in. A brief meeting or communication to review the status of something or someone.
Let's schedule a quick check-in to discuss our project's status.
Technical difficulties. Problems with technology, such as software or hardware malfunctions.
We had some technical difficulties during the meeting, but it's fixed now.
Feedback. Information or opinions about something to help improve it.
I would appreciate your feedback on the new proposal.
Platform. A digital system or service used for communication or collaboration, like a software or website.
We use an online platform to share documents and updates with the team.
Misunderstandings. A failure to understand something correctly.
We resolved all the misunderstandings from yesterday's meeting.
Tricky. Something difficult or complicated, especially when it involves problem solving.
The technical setup was a bit tricky, but we managed to fix it.
Solution. An answer or fix to a problem or challenge.
We found a solution to the communication issue in the team.
Identify. To recognize or determine something.
We need to identify the issues causing delays in the project.
Benefit. An advantage or positive effect from something.
The new system will benefit the team by improving communication.
Good morning, John. Welcome to our meeting on customer service excellence and best practices.
Good morning, Lucy. I'm excited to discuss this. Improving our customer service is always a priority.
Absolutely. Today, I thought we could focus on techniques that create a positive customer experience.
Great idea. Let's start with the basics. How we communicate with customers is critical.
I agree. Communication needs to be clear, polite, and helpful in every interaction, no exceptions.
Exactly. I believe active listening is a cornerstone. It helps us understand their real needs.
Yes. When we listen actively, customers feel heard and appreciated, which builds trust.
That's true. And it also allows us to respond more effectively to their specific concerns.
Absolutely. Another key aspect is empathy. Customers often approach us with stress or frustration.
Empathy shows them we genuinely care and are here to support them, not just solve a problem.
Right. A simple "I understand" or "I can see why this is frustrating" can make a difference.
Exactly. Empathy can be powerful. It turns a potentially negative situation into a positive one.
Another important factor is consistency. Every customer should get the same level of service.
Yes, consistency shows professionalism and reliability, making customers feel confident in our service.
And to achieve that, we need well-defined policies and continuous training for our team.
Agreed. Training on handling difficult situations or common problems makes our team more prepared.
Definitely. When the team is confident, customers sense it, and it builds a better experience.
I also think empowering employees is crucial. They need the freedom to make quick decisions.
Exactly. Empowered employees can address issues on the spot, leading to faster resolutions.
It also shows customers that we trust our team, which reflects well on the company.
Yes, and it's efficient. Waiting for approvals can cause delays, frustrating customers.
True. Speedy service is especially important when customers are already facing an issue.
Speaking of speed, I think regular updates are essential when handling complex cases.
Absolutely. Keeping customers informed makes them feel valued and reduces uncertainty.
And if there's a delay, transparency about the situation is better than leaving them guessing.
Customers usually appreciate honesty. Even if it's not what they want to hear, they respect it.
Exactly. Honesty builds credibility. Customers trust us more if we're open about challenges.
Another best practice is gathering feedback after interactions. It helps us improve over time.
Right. Customer feedback gives us insights into what's working and what needs adjustment.
And it also shows customers we care about their opinions and are dedicated to improvement.
Absolutely. Feedback can help us refine our strategies and better align with customer expectations.
It's a great learning tool. Positive feedback highlights what we're doing well too.
Yes, recognizing strengths keeps the team motivated. Speaking of which, positive feedback within the team is crucial.
I agree. Recognizing team members for their hard work boosts morale and enhances their performance.
And happy employees usually deliver better customer service, creating a positive loop.
Exactly. A motivated team makes a noticeable difference in how customers perceive our service.
On that note, I also think a friendly tone is important in our interactions. It creates warmth.
Right. A friendly tone, even over email, makes the interaction feel more personal and less robotic.
And a personal touch can turn a simple transaction into a memorable experience.
Definitely. Customers are more likely to return when they feel connected to the service.
We should also remember the importance of clear language. Avoiding jargon makes communication smoother.
Agreed. Simple language ensures the customer understands, regardless of their background.
Clear language also shows we're approachable, and customers feel more comfortable engaging with us.
I like that perspective. Now, how can we help customers feel appreciated during each interaction?
A warm greeting and thanking them for reaching out is a good start.
Yes, and acknowledging their loyalty if they're a repeat customer adds a nice touch.
Absolutely. It shows we notice and value them, which makes them feel recognized.
I think small gestures like that make a big impact. It shows we don't take them for granted.
Exactly. The small things often make the biggest difference in customer perception.
Well, I think we've covered several great practices here. How should we implement them?
We can start by reinforcing these ideas in our team's training sessions.
Agreed. Consistent reminders will help solidify these practices in our everyday work.
And we should monitor feedback to see where we're succeeding and where we can improve.
Good plan. I'm confident these practices will help elevate our customer service experience.
I agree. It was a productive conversation, John. I look forward to seeing the results.
Same here, Lucy. Thanks for the insightful discussion on customer service excellence.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Consistency. The quality of always behaving or performing in a similar way.
Consistency in service is essential to maintain customer trust.
Empowered. Given the authority or power to make decisions or take actions.
An empowered team can handle customer issues more efficiently.
Loyalty. A strong feeling of support or allegiance to someone or something.
Loyalty programs reward customers for their continued support.
Recognize. To acknowledge or show appreciation for someone's efforts or qualities.
It's important to recognize team members who exceed expectations.
Refine. To improve something by making small changes or adjustments.
We regularly refine our processes based on customer feedback.
Perception. The way someone understands or interprets something.
A customer's perception of service quality can influence their loyalty.
Professionalism. The competence or skill expected of a professional.
Showing professionalism is essential in every customer interaction.
Insight. A deep understanding of a person or situation.
Customer feedback provides valuable insight into areas needing improvement.
Approachable. Friendly and easy to talk to, welcoming.
An approachable tone encourages customers to ask questions.
Transaction. An instance of buying or selling something, a business exchange.
Ensuring a smooth transaction can lead to repeat business.
Hi, John. Thanks for joining. Today we'll discuss effective presentation skills, particularly audience engagement.
Hi, Lucy. Glad to be here. Engaging the audience can be a real challenge sometimes.
Absolutely. If we don't capture their attention, our message might be lost. Shall we dive in?
Yes, let's go. So, what do you think is the most crucial aspect of engagement?
I believe knowing your audience is key. Tailoring content to their needs makes it relevant and engaging.
Agreed. When the audience feels the presentation is for them, they pay more attention.
Exactly. Also, starting with a powerful opening can set the tone. Do you use any specific techniques?
I usually start with a surprising fact or question. It sparks curiosity right away.
That's a great idea. People love engaging with something unexpected. It keeps them on their toes.
Yes, and it also helps to break the ice. What's your approach for maintaining engagement?
I find storytelling effective. Personal stories make the content relatable and memorable.
Storytelling is powerful. It transforms dry data into something people can connect with emotionally.
Exactly. It's much easier to remember a story than a list of facts or figures.
True. What about visuals? Do you think they play a role in audience engagement?
Absolutely. Visuals simplify complex information and make presentations more appealing. But they should be clear.
Right. Overcrowding slides with too much information can overwhelm the audience.
Yes, simplicity is key. Each slide should focus on a single message, making it easy to digest.
I agree. I also like to interact with the audience. It makes them feel part of the presentation.
Interaction is crucial. Asking questions or encouraging feedback can keep people attentive and involved.
Yes, it makes them feel valued. It's not just a one-way lecture, but a conversation.
Exactly. And pacing is also important. Going too fast can lose people, while too slow can bore them.
Good point. I try to watch their body language to gauge the pace. It gives real-time feedback.
That's smart. It shows you're responsive to their needs. Do you use humor in your presentations?
Yes, but carefully. A little humor lightens the mood, but it has to be appropriate for the audience.
Agreed. Humor can be tricky. When used right, it makes the presentation enjoyable and memorable.
Definitely. Another tip I found helpful is practicing beforehand. It boosts confidence and flow.
Yes, practice makes a huge difference. Being well prepared shows respect for the audience's time.
Exactly. It's obvious when a speaker hasn't prepared. It affects credibility and engagement.
Very true. I also believe in starting strong and finishing with impact. It leaves a lasting impression.
I agree. The closing should reinforce the main points, maybe with a call to action.
A call to action is excellent. It gives the audience something practical to take away and apply.
Right. It connects the presentation to real-life actions. Any other tips you'd like to share?
Just one more: be yourself. Authenticity builds trust, which is essential for engagement.
That's a great tip, Lucy. People connect more with genuine speakers who aren't afraid to show personality.
Exactly. So, in summary, we've covered knowing your audience, storytelling, visuals, interaction, pacing, and authenticity.
Plus, starting and ending strong, using humor wisely, and practicing. It's a solid strategy.
Definitely. With these skills, anyone can become an engaging presenter. Thanks for the great insights, John.
Thank you, Lucy. This was helpful. I'll apply these tips in my next presentation.
That's the goal. Good luck, and I'm sure you'll do great.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Tailoring. Adjusting something to fit specific needs or preferences.
He is tailoring the presentation to suit the client's interests.
Reinforce. To strengthen or support an idea or belief.
The manager reinforced the importance of teamwork during the meeting.
Impact. A strong effect or influence on someone or something.
Her words had a lasting impact on the audience.
Gauge. To measure or estimate something.
It's hard to gauge the mood of the room without eye contact.
Responsive. Reacting quickly and positively to something.
The speaker was very responsive to audience questions.
Humor. The quality of being amusing or funny.
Adding a bit of humor made the presentation more engaging.
Pacing. The speed at which something happens, especially in a presentation.
He adjusted his pacing to keep the audience engaged.
Simplicity. The quality of being easy to understand or do.
The simplicity of her slides helped everyone follow along.
Interaction. Communication or direct involvement with someone.
The presentation included interaction to keep everyone involved.
Relatable. Easy to understand or connect with because it's familiar.
The speaker's personal story was very relatable to the audience.
Good morning, John. Welcome to today's meeting. How are you doing?
Good morning, Lucy. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm curious about what we'll discuss today.
Today, we'll explore leadership styles and how to determine which style suits a person best.
That sounds exciting. Leadership styles impact not just individuals, but entire teams and organizations.
Exactly. Understanding them can help us grow as professionals and become better leaders ourselves.
Absolutely. Could you start by giving me an overview of the main leadership styles?
Sure. The primary styles are authoritative, democratic, transformational, and laissez-faire. Each has unique characteristics.
Interesting. Can we start with the authoritative style? I've heard it's quite directive and goal-focused.
Correct. Authoritative leaders provide clear guidance, set expectations, and ensure tasks are completed efficiently.
That sounds effective in some situations, but I imagine it has its drawbacks too.
You're right. It works well during crises or with inexperienced teams, but it can stifle creativity.
I see. It might not be ideal for fostering innovation or encouraging team input.
Exactly. Now, the democratic style is the opposite. It emphasizes collaboration and team involvement in decisions.
That sounds like a balanced approach. How does it benefit team dynamics?
Democratic leadership fosters creativity and morale by valuing everyone's input. It's great for brainstorming and problem solving.
I assume it's not always efficient if quick decisions are required. Would that be accurate?
Absolutely. It can slow things down when urgency is critical, so timing is key with this style.
That makes sense. Let's talk about transformational leadership. It seems very inspiring.
Transformational leaders focus on motivating their teams, fostering growth, and achieving ambitious, long-term goals.
That sounds powerful. It must work well for large-scale projects or organizational change initiatives.
It does, but it requires strong communication skills and high emotional intelligence from the leader.
Agreed. What about laissez-faire leadership? That one seems very hands-off.
Yes, laissez-faire leaders give their team full autonomy and trust them to make independent decisions.
I imagine it works well with highly experienced, self-motivated individuals, but not for structured tasks.
Exactly. It's effective in creative fields but may lead to disorganization without proper oversight.
This is so fascinating. Lucy, which leadership style do you think suits you best?
I lean toward transformational leadership. I love inspiring others and focusing on long-term vision and goals.
That's great. I think I'd choose a mix of democratic and laissez-faire styles for flexibility.
That's a solid combination. Blending styles can make a leader more adaptable to diverse challenges.
Absolutely. Do you think leaders should stick to one style or adjust based on the situation?
Adaptability is essential. A good leader knows when to shift styles to match team or project needs.
I completely agree. Leadership isn't static. It evolves depending on circumstances and the people involved.
Exactly. The ability to adapt can be the difference between success and failure in leadership.
That's insightful. Are there situations where you've had to adjust your leadership approach significantly?
Yes, during a major project, I had to switch from democratic to authoritative to meet deadlines.
That must have been challenging. How did your team respond to the sudden change?
At first, it was tough, but I explained the reasons and emphasized teamwork, which made the transition smoother.
Communication must have been key in that situation. Did it help resolve any resistance?
Absolutely. Being transparent about decisions helps build trust and encourages collaboration even in difficult moments.
I'll keep that in mind. Have you ever worked under a transformational leader?
Yes, and it was inspiring. They challenged us to grow and provided continuous support to reach ambitious goals.
That sounds ideal. A leader who combines challenge and support creates an environment for success.
Exactly. What about you, John? Have you experienced a specific leadership style that stood out?
I once worked under a democratic leader who encouraged idea sharing. It made the team feel valued and creative.
That's wonderful. Feeling valued can significantly improve morale and productivity in any team.
Absolutely. Do you think leadership styles are innate, or can they be learned over time?
I believe they can be learned. Leaders develop their style through experience, feedback, and self-awareness.
That's reassuring. It means anyone can improve their leadership skills with the right mindset.
Exactly. Growth as a leader is a continuous journey, not a one-time achievement.
That's a great perspective. What's one piece of advice you'd give to aspiring leaders?
Always listen to your team. Understanding their needs and feedback is the foundation of effective leadership.
That's excellent advice. Thank you, Lucy. This discussion has been incredibly helpful.
You're welcome, John. I enjoyed it too. Let's continue exploring leadership strategies in future sessions.
Sounds great. Have a productive day, Lucy.
You too, John. See you at our next meeting.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Directive. Giving clear instructions or guidance on what needs to be done.
The manager's directive approach helped the team focus on their immediate tasks.
Stifle. To suppress or prevent something from developing or being expressed.
A lack of resources can stifle creativity in the workplace.
Oversight. Supervision or the responsibility of monitoring something.
Effective oversight ensures that projects are completed on time and within budget.
Autonomy. Independence or freedom to make decisions without external control.
The new policy gives employees more autonomy in their work schedules.
Resistance. Opposition or unwillingness to accept or comply with something.
There was initial resistance to the new company policies, but it faded over time.
Inspiring. Motivating or encouraging others to do or feel something positive.
Her inspiring speech energized the entire team to perform better.
Innate. A natural quality or ability that someone is born with.
He has an innate ability to connect with people from different backgrounds.
Foundation. The basic or underlying structure of something.
Strong communication skills form the foundation of effective leadership.
Foster. To encourage or promote the growth or development of something.
The manager's supportive attitude fostered creativity among team members.
Adaptability. The ability to adjust to new conditions or environments.
In a fast-paced industry, adaptability is a crucial skill for success.
Good morning, John. Thanks for joining today's meeting. We'll be discussing cost reduction strategies.
Good morning, Lucy. Thanks for organizing this. Cost reduction is crucial for maintaining profitability.
Absolutely. By identifying areas to save, we can boost efficiency without affecting quality or productivity.
That makes sense. Where should we start identifying opportunities to reduce unnecessary expenses?
Let's begin with operational costs. Inefficiencies there often result in significant avoidable expenses.
Good idea. For example, could we reduce manual processes by implementing automation tools?
Yes, automation is a great strategy. Which processes do you think would benefit most from it?
Tasks like inventory management and data entry are time-consuming and prone to human error.
Automating these could improve accuracy and allow employees to focus on higher value activities.
Agreed. Another area is supplier contracts. Should we renegotiate terms for better pricing or bulk discounts?
Definitely. Long-term agreements or consolidated orders can secure better rates and stabilize costs.
I'll review our supplier agreements this week. Could we also look into optimizing office expenses?
Yes, reducing facility costs is essential. Switching to energy-efficient systems could save us significantly.
That's a smart move. Should we also consider a hybrid work model to lower office-related expenses?
Hybrid work could reduce electricity and maintenance costs while increasing employee satisfaction.
True, but we must ensure collaboration isn't impacted. Tools for remote work are critical.
Agreed. Regular virtual meetings and project management tools can maintain productivity and teamwork.
Speaking of meetings, can we reduce travel expenses by relying more on virtual alternatives?
Absolutely. Virtual meetings are cost-effective and save time without compromising communication quality.
Let's calculate how much we can save annually by minimizing non-essential business trips.
I'll prepare a report. Should we also review our marketing expenses for potential savings?
Yes, focusing on digital marketing can help us reach more people with lower costs.
True. Social media and email campaigns are affordable options with measurable returns.
Agreed. We might also evaluate current software subscriptions. Are there tools we don't fully utilize?
That's a good idea. Canceling unused subscriptions could save a lot over the year.
I'll create a list of all recurring software expenses for our review.
Excellent. Another strategy is to invest in employee training to improve efficiency and reduce errors.
Training is a long-term investment. Skilled employees often work faster and make fewer costly mistakes.
Exactly. What about outsourcing non-core tasks to specialized vendors for better cost efficiency?
That's worth considering. Outsourcing can save money if the vendor provides high-quality, cost-effective services.
I'll research vendors and compare costs for non-critical functions.
Great. What's our timeline for implementing these cost reduction strategies?
Let's aim to finalize plans within 3 weeks and begin execution immediately after.
That sounds reasonable. Should we schedule weekly check-ins to monitor progress?
Yes, weekly updates will help us stay aligned and address any challenges promptly.
I'll arrange those meetings. Should we summarize the key action points from today's discussion?
Sure, I'll handle operational analysis and automation proposals. You can focus on supplier agreements and subscriptions.
Agreed. I'll also prepare a detailed savings projection for minimizing travel and facility expenses.
Perfect. Let's also prioritize employee training and digital marketing strategies to maximize profitability.
Absolutely. When should we reconvene to review progress and adjust our plans?
How about 3 weeks from today? That gives us enough time to gather data and start implementation.
Great idea. I'll send out a calendar invite for our next meeting.
Thanks, John. I'm confident these strategies will help us achieve significant cost reductions.
I agree, Lucy. With a clear plan, we'll balance cost savings and operational excellence.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Inefficiencies. Lacking efficiency, leading to wasted time, resources, or effort.
The team focused on eliminating inefficiencies to improve productivity.
Bulk. A large quantity of something, often purchased at once.
Buying supplies in bulk helped the company reduce costs.
Renegotiate. To discuss and change the terms of an agreement.
We decided to renegotiate the contract for more favorable terms.
Facility. A building or place used for a specific purpose, like work or storage.
The company upgraded its facility to include more workspace.
Hybrid. Combining two different things, such as working from home and in the office.
The hybrid work model improved employee satisfaction and reduced commuting time.
Collaboration. Working together with others to achieve a goal.
Collaboration between departments is key to completing the project on time.
Outsourcing. Hiring external organizations to handle specific tasks or services.
Outsourcing IT services help the company save money and focus on core activities.
Recurring. Happening repeatedly, often at regular intervals.
We identified recurring costs that could be reduced through better planning.
Projection. An estimate of future numbers or trends based on current data.
The financial projection showed a significant increase in revenue for the next quarter.
Streamline. To make a process more efficient by simplifying or improving it.
Streamlining production helped reduce costs and improve product quality.
Good morning, John. Thank you for joining the meeting to discuss our market entry strategies.
Good morning, Lucy. I'm glad to be here. This topic is critical for our company's growth.
Absolutely. Expanding overseas is a significant step. Today, we'll review potential markets and entry methods.
Sounds like a plan. Have we already identified specific regions or countries for this expansion?
Yes, we've shortlisted Asia and Europe due to their high growth potential and demand for our products.
That makes sense. Are there specific countries in those regions that we're prioritizing?
In Asia, we're focusing on Japan and South Korea. In Europe, Germany and the UK are on the list.
Interesting choices. Each of those markets has unique opportunities and challenges. How are we evaluating them?
We're looking at factors like market size, customer behavior, competition, legal requirements, and cultural compatibility.
That's a thorough approach. Have we also considered economic stability and long-term growth potential?
Absolutely. For instance, Germany has a stable economy, while Japan offers high demand for innovative products.
Great points. Are we planning to use a direct entry strategy, or are partnerships on the table?
We're considering both partnerships, joint ventures, franchising, and wholly owned subsidiaries are all viable options.
Partnerships seem ideal for initial entry. They reduce risk and leverage the local expertise of established companies.
True, but we must ensure that any partnership aligns with our values and strategic goals.
Agreed. Have we done any market research to understand customer needs in those regions?
Yes, our preliminary research shows strong interest in our products, but localization will be crucial.
Localization is key. Adapting our products, marketing, and communication will help us connect with local customers.
Exactly. For example, marketing in Japan may require a completely different tone compared to Germany.
That's true. What about competition? Have we analyzed the key players in these markets?
Yes, our competitive analysis shows we can differentiate ourselves through innovation and superior customer service.
That's promising. Have we set a budget for this expansion process?
We've allocated $5 million for the first phase, covering market research, operational setup, and initial marketing.
That's a good start. Are there any legal or regulatory hurdles we need to address?
Yes, our legal team is reviewing requirements for licensing, intellectual property, taxation, and employment laws.
Excellent. What about potential risks? Have we identified and prepared strategies to mitigate them?
Key risks include economic instability, cultural misunderstandings, and supply chain issues. We're working on mitigation plans.
It's good to be proactive. What's our proposed timeline for entering these markets?
We aim to launch in the first quarter of next year, starting with Germany and Japan.
Why are we prioritizing those two countries for the initial launch?
Germany offers economic stability and a tech-savvy market, while Japan values high-quality and innovative products.
Good reasoning. How will we measure the success of these market entry strategies?
Metrics like revenue growth, market share, customer feedback, and brand recognition will guide us.
Solid metrics. Do we have a team in place to manage the entire process?
Yes, we're forming a cross-functional team with experts from marketing, sales, legal, and supply chain departments.
Coordination will be critical. Regular meetings and clear communication will keep everyone aligned.
Absolutely. We'll also provide training to ensure the team understands the specifics of each market.
That's wise. What about post-entry strategies? How will we sustain our presence and grow further?
Post-entry strategies include expanding product lines, building local partnerships, and maintaining strong relationships with stakeholders.
Makes sense. Have we planned for any cultural training to avoid potential missteps in these markets?
Yes, cultural training is part of our preparation to ensure smooth interactions with local clients and partners.
That's excellent. How about marketing? Will we use a centralized approach or allow local teams to lead?
A hybrid approach is best. We'll provide overarching guidelines, but let local teams adapt campaigns as needed.
That's a smart balance. Have we thought about logistics and supply chain challenges?
Yes, we're exploring partnerships with local logistics providers to ensure efficient distribution and inventory management.
Good thinking. How will we handle customer feedback and support in these regions?
Dedicated local support teams will handle customer inquiries and feedback, ensuring a positive experience.
That will definitely help build trust. Do we need additional tools or technology to support this expansion?
Yes, we're investing in CRM software and analytics tools to track customer interactions and market performance.
Excellent. Have we considered how currency fluctuations might affect our pricing and revenue in these markets?
Yes, we're working with the finance team to establish hedging strategies for minimizing currency risk.
Great! Is there anything else we need to address before finalizing our strategy?
One last point. Let's create a detailed contingency plan for unexpected challenges in each market.
Agreed. Preparing for the unexpected is always a smart move.
Thanks, John. Your insights have been very helpful. Let's review our plans in detail next week.
Sounds like a plan, Lucy. I'm looking forward to our next discussion. Have a great day.
You too, John. Talk to you soon.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Shortlisted. Selected as a small group from a larger group for further consideration.
The committee shortlisted 3 candidates for the final interview.
Franchising. Granting permission to operate a business using an established brand's name and systems.
They expanded their business by franchising to international markets.
Contingency. A future event or circumstance that is possible but uncertain.
They developed a contingency plan in case the primary strategy failed.
Hedging. A financial strategy to reduce potential risks, often related to price or currency fluctuations.
The company used hedging to protect against volatile currency exchange rates.
Subsidiaries. Companies that are completely or partially owned by another company.
The corporation has several subsidiaries operating in different industries.
Missteps. Mistakes or errors in judgment or action.
The team worked hard to avoid missteps during the product launch.
Leverage. Using resources or relationships to gain a strategic advantage.
The company leveraged its strong brand to enter new markets.
Intellectual property. Creations of the mind, such as inventions or artistic works, protected by law.
The company protected its intellectual property with patents and trademarks.
Sustaining. Maintaining something over a period of time.
Sustaining growth in a competitive market requires constant innovation.
Hybrid approach. A strategy that combines elements of 2 different methods or systems.
The hybrid approach allowed flexibility while maintaining centralized oversight.
Welcome, everyone. Today we'll discuss our annual sales performance and targets for 2025 in detail.
Thank you, Lucy. There are several points we're eager to learn about from your presentation.
Yes, we're looking forward to hearing detailed analyses.
Great! In the first part, I'll cover our 2024 performance, and in the second, our 2025 targets. Let's start. This year, our total sales reached $25 million, which is a 6% increase compared to last year. However, our target was $27 million. Unfortunately, sales in Western Europe fell short of this goal. Looking at product performance, our premium package performed the best, with sales increasing by 15%. On the other hand, standard package sales fell below expectations, negatively impacting our overall performance. Regionally, the Middle East and Asia exceeded their targets, but Western Europe lagged by 10%. Now I'll share some visuals on our sales performance. On the screen, you can see annual sales trends. I'd like to highlight the decline in the third quarter. This period saw a significant drop in demand. Moreover, the recovery after the second quarter was mainly driven by growth in the Asian market. Compared to last year, we maintained stable performance in the US market, but we aimed for more growth. For example, in the US, we lost some major clients due to increased competition, which affected sales negatively. I'll now share a few more data points. As you can see, the overall revenue growth resulted from the success of high-margin products. However, this success couldn't fully offset the poor sales of low-margin products. What I've explained so far is a general summary. Now, if you have questions, we can address them.
Have you analyzed the reasons behind this decline? Why was the third quarter so weak?
Yes, we did. The primary factors were the economic slowdown in Europe and supply chain disruptions.
Why did supply chain disruptions have such a significant impact? Were preventive measures not taken?
That's a valid question. We took some measures but were late. Also, our demand projections were overly optimistic. We're planning more proactive steps to overcome these issues next year. I'll now talk about how we plan to address these issues next year. But first, any other questions?
Do you have a specific strategy to improve performance in Western Europe?
Yes, we're working on a new campaign model. We'll also make some changes to product pricing.
What about contingency plans? If situations like the third quarter happen again, do you have a backup plan?
Absolutely. Next year, we'll implement an early warning system for risk management. Moving on to the details of the second quarter, there are some positive insights I'd like to share. Now, starting with the positive points from the second quarter, let's discuss how we'll achieve our 2025 targets. The second quarter performed strongly, especially due to growth in the Asian market. In Asia, sales of the premium package exceeded the target by 20%. This should set an example for all regions. Additionally, our digital sales channels accounted for 30% of total sales during this period. We'll focus more on digitalization.
Speaking of digitalization, how was the return on investment in this area? Do you have a numerical analysis?
Yes, John, digital sales channels grew by 40% this year. We expect this trend to continue next year.
However, digitalization costs are still high. How do you plan to manage these costs more efficiently?
We aim to optimize costs in this area. We are in talks with better technology providers. Next year, we are planning special campaigns focused on Western Europe. We've developed pricing strategies tailored to local consumers. Also, to prevent supply chain issues, we are building a broader supplier network. Now, let's move on to our 2025 targets. Our overall sales target is $30 million, which means 20% growth. The highest growth is expected in the Asian and Middle Eastern markets. Investments in these regions will increase.
A $30 million target seems quite ambitious. Do you have a clear strategy to achieve this goal?
Yes, we have three main strategies: digitalization, focusing on local markets, and increasing product diversity. In terms of digitalization, we will enhance the user experience of our e-commerce platform. The buying process will be simplified.
What about product diversity? Are you planning to launch a new product?
You're right, David. We are working on a new hybrid package. This product will cater to both individual and corporate clients. A strong advertising campaign is planned for the product launch. We will heavily utilize digital channels.
We mentioned the failures in Western Europe. What steps will you take to improve customer loyalty there?
We are revamping our loyalty programs. Specifically, we aim to offer exclusive discounts and benefits to existing customers. Additionally, we will strengthen our customer feedback system to better respond to regional demands.
Speaking of feedback, the third quarter analysis showed a significant drop in customer satisfaction. How will this be improved?
To enhance customer satisfaction, we are training our teams to take quicker actions. We've set new KPIs. Now we'll close 2024 with the final quarter analyses. After that, we'll move to the details for 2025. As you can see, despite the challenges in the third quarter, we finished the year strongly. This success was achieved thanks to the collaboration and alignment of our teams. We're planning for even better next year.
Thank you for this part of the presentation, Lucy. It's been a comprehensive evaluation.
Yes, I expected such a detailed analysis. However, can we get more data on cost management?
Of course, David, we can address the cost details in the second round. Let's move to the next topics now. Lastly, I have some suggestions on how our teams can perform better. We can discuss these points. To wrap up, I'd like to highlight a few key points regarding team performance and collaboration. Our team collaboration has been a significant factor in achieving our 2024 goals despite the challenges we faced. For 2025, I suggest we establish clearer interdepartmental communication channels to enhance efficiency and reduce delays.
That sounds practical, Lucy. Can you elaborate on how these channels would work in daily operations?
Of course, John. We propose a centralized digital platform where all teams can share updates and track project progress. This will minimize miscommunication and provide transparency across departments, helping us meet our deadlines consistently.
That could work, but will there be training sessions for the teams to adapt to this new platform?
Absolutely, David. Training sessions and step-by-step implementation plans are part of the strategy to ensure a smooth transition. Another priority is employee engagement. We're planning quarterly workshops to address challenges and foster innovation.
Employee engagement is vital. Have you considered setting up a reward system for high-performing teams or individuals?
Yes, we're finalizing a performance-based reward program. It will recognize achievements and motivate our employees.
That's great to hear. Employee satisfaction is crucial for maintaining productivity and achieving our ambitious targets.
Exactly, David. We believe investing in our employees is the key to long-term success. Lastly, I'd like to focus on sustainability. We plan to integrate eco-friendly practices into our operations.
That's an excellent direction. Have you identified specific areas where we can implement sustainability measures?
Yes, John. Packaging and logistics are our primary focus areas. We aim to reduce waste and carbon emissions.
That's a good initiative. Are there measurable goals set for these sustainability efforts?
We've set a target to reduce packaging waste by 15% and logistics emissions by 10% by the end of 2025. These measures align with our long-term commitment to corporate responsibility and building a sustainable future.
Thank you, Lucy. This has been a thorough and inspiring presentation. I appreciate the level of detail and clarity.
I agree. It's clear that the team has put in a lot of effort to prepare for 2025.
Thank you both for your feedback and valuable input throughout the meeting. Your questions helped refine our approach. If there are no further questions, we can conclude today's meeting. I'll circulate the meeting minutes later today.
That sounds good. Thank you, Lucy. I'm looking forward to seeing the follow-up plans in action.
Thanks, Lucy. Let's aim for an even more successful year ahead.
Thank you, everyone. Let's stay focused and continue working towards our shared goals. Have a great day.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Revamping. The process of improving or changing something significantly.
The company is revamping its employee training programs to increase efficiency.
Incentive. Something that motivates someone to do something.
The company offered a bonus as an incentive to meet sales targets.
Streamline. To simplify or make something more efficient.
We need to streamline our internal processes to save time and reduce costs.
Optimization. The act of making something as effective or functional as possible.
We are working on the optimization of our website to improve user experience.
Synergy. The interaction of elements that produces a greater effect than the sum of their individual effects.
The merger of the two companies created a synergy that led to greater innovation.
Forecasting. The process of predicting future trends based on data and analysis.
The marketing team is forecasting an increase in sales for the next quarter.
Leverage. To use something to maximum advantage.
We can leverage our strong brand reputation to attract more customers.
Scalability. The ability to grow or expand without compromising performance or efficiency.
The company's new software solution offers excellent scalability as the business grows.
Due diligence. The process of thoroughly investigating something before making a decision.
The legal team performed due diligence before the company signed the contract.
Cohesion. The action or fact of forming a united whole.
Team cohesion is crucial for achieving project goals and maintaining high performance.
Thanks for joining, John. We've outlined some ideas. Let's continue shaping our innovation strategy.
Absolutely, Lucy. Where should we start refining the details from our initial discussion?
Let's revisit the identified gaps, particularly in customer feedback analysis and technology upgrades.
That makes sense. Did you consider specific tools for improving our feedback analysis process?
Yes, AI-driven platforms seem promising. They can provide detailed insights from large datasets efficiently.
AI would indeed help. Do you think our current infrastructure can support these advanced solutions?
It's capable, but we'll need minor upgrades to optimize performance for new applications.
That sounds manageable. Should we engage IT now or after finalizing the tool selection?
Involving them early ensures we choose compatible tools and avoid technical challenges later.
Agreed. Should we also consult with the sales team about specific data they prioritize?
Yes, their input is vital. It'll ensure the analysis aligns with actionable goals.
That's a smart approach. Have you considered a pilot program to test these tools first?
Definitely. A pilot will reveal strengths and weaknesses before full-scale implementation.
Great! How should we select teams or departments to participate in the pilot?
Sales and customer service teams are ideal. They interact most frequently with customer data.
Agreed. Should we set a timeline for the pilot program, including milestones?
Yes, I'd suggest a 2-month period with bi-weekly evaluations to track progress.
That's reasonable. How will we measure the pilot's success?
Key metrics include faster response times, improved customer satisfaction scores, and actionable insights.
Perfect. Should we present the pilot results to leadership before scaling up?
Absolutely. Their approval is crucial for resource allocation and company-wide implementation.
Makes sense. Should we also create a training plan for employees during this phase?
Yes, early training ensures smooth adoption and minimizes resistance to change.
Agreed. Should we engage external trainers or handle it internally?
A mix of both would work. Experts can handle technical aspects, while internal trainers address workflows.
That's a solid plan. Should we also develop a communication strategy for the broader rollout?
Yes, clear communication ensures transparency and keeps everyone aligned.
Should we highlight specific benefits for employees to encourage participation?
Definitely. Showing direct advantages boosts engagement and reduces pushback.
How do we structure our communication to address both concerns and opportunities?
We can segment messages. Leaders get strategic updates, while teams receive practical guidance for daily workflows.
That's effective. Should we also create a feedback loop for employees during the rollout?
Absolutely. A dedicated channel for questions and suggestions will help us address issues quickly.
Great point. Should HR support us in managing change across departments?
Yes, their expertise in change management can help smooth the transition.
Do you think we should involve HR early in the planning phase?
Definitely. They can contribute to the communication plan and training schedules.
Should we also benchmark against companies that have successfully implemented similar changes?
Yes, research and case studies will provide valuable insights and best practices.
Agreed. Let's assign someone to gather these case studies and summarize key takeaways.
I'll take care of that. We can discuss the findings in our next meeting.
Sounds good. Should we also plan a team workshop to brainstorm creative ideas for innovation?
Yes, collaborative workshops foster engagement and can uncover valuable perspectives.
How should we structure the workshop to keep it productive and focused?
Setting clear objectives and providing discussion topics in advance will ensure productive sessions.
That's smart. Should we also invite external facilitators to guide the workshop?
It's worth considering. Facilitators can bring fresh perspectives and ensure balanced participation.
True. Should we schedule the workshop after completing the pilot program?
Yes, we'll have more concrete insights to guide discussions by then.
Makes sense. How do we handle potential skepticism about these initiatives?
Transparency and consistent updates will help build trust and reduce skepticism.
Agreed. Should we involve senior leadership in addressing employees' concerns directly?
Yes, hearing directly from leaders reassures employees about the importance of these changes.
Good idea. Should we schedule periodic town hall meetings for leadership to engage with staff?
That's a great approach. Town halls allow open dialogue and reinforce alignment across teams. Thanks for aligning on the pilot program, John. Let's now focus on long-term implementation strategies.
Agreed. Once the pilot is successful, how should we prioritize departments for the full rollout?
High-impact departments like sales and operations should go first. Their performance directly affects business outcomes.
Makes sense. Should we also consider customer-facing teams to maintain consistency in service delivery?
Absolutely. Frontline teams must adapt early to ensure seamless interactions with clients.
Should we create tailored implementation plans for each department based on their unique needs?
Yes, a one-size-fits-all approach won't work. Customization ensures relevance and effectiveness.
Agreed. How should we manage timelines across multiple departments to avoid overlapping challenges?
A staggered approach works best. We can phase in changes to minimize disruption.
That's practical. Should we establish a dedicated project management office to oversee the entire process?
Yes, a central team can coordinate efforts, track progress, and address issues promptly.
Who do you think should lead this office?
Someone experienced in cross-departmental projects, possibly our operations manager, could handle it well.
Good choice. Should we provide them with additional resources like external consultants or temporary staff?
Definitely. Extra support ensures they can focus on critical tasks without being overwhelmed.
Agreed. How should we address technical challenges during the implementation?
IT should have a dedicated support team ready to resolve issues quickly as they arise.
Should we include periodic reviews to assess progress and adjust plans if necessary?
Yes, quarterly reviews will help us stay on track and refine our approach as needed.
Should we involve leadership in these reviews to maintain alignment?
Absolutely. Their involvement reinforces the importance of the initiative and supports decision making.
What about communication with employees during this phase? How do we keep them motivated?
Regular updates, celebrating milestones, and recognizing contributions will keep morale high.
Should we also create forums for employees to share their experiences and challenges?
Yes, peer discussions can foster collaboration and generate practical solutions.
Agreed. Do you think gamification could help engage employees during the transition?
It's a creative idea. Rewarding progress with incentives can boost participation and enthusiasm.
Should we tie these incentives to measurable outcomes like adoption rates or productivity improvements?
Yes, linking rewards to results ensures they align with business goals.
Good point. How do we handle feedback from employees who struggle to adapt?
Offering one-on-one coaching or additional training can help them overcome specific challenges.
Should we also provide anonymous feedback channels for employees?
Definitely. Anonymity encourages honest input, helping us identify and address hidden concerns.
Agreed. Should we track employee satisfaction throughout the implementation process?
Yes, regular surveys will show us how employees feel and what adjustments might be needed.
How do we integrate customer feedback into the process after the initial rollout?
Post-rollout, customer feedback should be analyzed to fine-tune our solutions and services.
Should we allocate a specific team to focus solely on analyzing this feedback?
Yes, a dedicated team ensures customer insights are acted upon quickly and effectively.
Agreed. How do we measure the overall success of this innovation initiative?
KPIs like revenue growth, operational efficiency, and customer satisfaction will be our main indicators.
Should we also consider employee retention as a success metric?
Definitely. Engaged employees who feel supported are more likely to stay with the company.
That's true. Should we share the success metrics with the entire organization?
Yes, transparency about results motivates employees and builds trust in the process.
How do we ensure continuous improvement beyond the initial implementation?
A culture of innovation, supported by regular reviews, will keep us moving forward.
Should we set up an innovation committee to drive future initiatives?
It's a great idea. A dedicated committee can brainstorm and oversee long-term projects.
Who should be part of this committee?
Representatives from different departments, including leadership, ensure diverse perspectives and alignment. Thanks for staying focused, John. Let's now discuss sustaining momentum after the initial implementation.
Of course, Lucy. How do we ensure the new processes remain effective in the long run?
Continuous monitoring is key. We should establish regular audits to evaluate efficiency and outcomes.
That's smart. Should we assign a dedicated team to handle these evaluations?
Yes, a team with a mix of technical and operational expertise can provide comprehensive reviews.
Agreed. How frequently should these audits take place to stay relevant?
Quarterly reviews should be sufficient, with additional assessments during critical phases.
Makes sense. Should we also include employee feedback in these evaluations?
Absolutely. Frontline employees often spot issues that higher levels might overlook.
How do we make it easy for employees to provide ongoing feedback?
Digital platforms like feedback portals simplify the process and encourage participation.
That's efficient. Should we recognize employees who contribute valuable insights or suggestions?
Yes, acknowledging their input reinforces a culture of collaboration and innovation.
Should we also set up a reward system for exceptional contributions?
Definitely. Tangible rewards or recognition programs motivate employees to stay engaged.
Agreed. What about ensuring leadership remains committed to this initiative?
Regular updates to leadership, tied to strategic goals, maintain their interest and support.
Should we also involve leadership in celebrating key milestones with employees?
Absolutely. Their presence boosts morale and demonstrates alignment with company values.
Should we schedule an annual review to assess the overall impact of these innovations?
Yes, an annual review provides a broader perspective and informs long-term strategies.
How do we ensure these strategies remain adaptable to market changes?
Flexibility in planning, supported by real-time data, keeps us responsive to evolving conditions.
Agreed. Should we invest in forecasting tools to anticipate market trends?
Yes, predictive analytics can guide proactive decisions and maintain our competitive edge.
How do we encourage teams to stay innovative beyond this project?
Ongoing training, idea sharing sessions, and support for experimentation foster sustained innovation.
Should we formalize these practices into company policy?
Definitely. Embedding innovation into our culture ensures it's a priority, not just a one-time effort.
Agreed. Should we document lessons learned from this initiative for future projects?
Yes, a detailed report provides valuable insights and serves as a reference for similar efforts.
Should we share this report across all departments?
Absolutely. Sharing knowledge strengthens cross-departmental collaboration and alignment.
How do we keep employees excited about future innovations?
Regular updates, success stories, and engaging workshops keep the momentum alive.
Should we also share industry trends to inspire new ideas?
Yes, awareness of external developments broadens perspectives and sparks creativity.
Agreed. Should we host an annual innovation summit to showcase progress and discuss new opportunities?
That's an excellent idea. It can become a platform for sharing achievements and brainstorming future goals.
Who should be involved in planning such an event?
A mix of internal teams, external speakers, and leadership ensures it's impactful and well-rounded.
Should we open it to clients or partners as well?
Yes, involving them demonstrates transparency and strengthens business relationships.
That's true. Should we begin preparations for the summit early next year?
Yes, starting early allows us to plan thoroughly and ensure high-quality content.
How do we measure success of such an event?
Participant feedback, engagement metrics, and follow-up actions provide clear indicators of success.
Should we also use the event to launch new initiatives or programs?
Definitely. It's an ideal platform for unveiling forward-looking projects and gathering immediate feedback.
I agree, Lucy. This entire strategy seems well aligned for long-term success.
Thanks, John. I'm confident this approach will lead to meaningful changes across the organization.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Momentum, the energy or force gained by movement or progress.
The project gained momentum after securing additional funding.
Formalize, to establish something in a fixed or official way.
We decided to formalize the partnership through a written agreement.
Embedding, firmly incorporating something into a system or culture.
Embedding collaboration into our processes improved team productivity.
Summit, a formal meeting or conference to discuss important issues.
The summit brought together industry leaders to discuss climate change.
Staggered, arranged to occur at intervals, not all at once.
The staggered release ensured a smooth transition for users.
Gamification, applying game-like elements to non-game tasks to increase engagement.
The gamification of the training program boosted employee participation.
Facilitate, to make a process easier or more efficient.
The new software will facilitate better communication between teams.
Proactive, taking action in advance to address potential issues.
Proactive measures prevented delays in the product launch.
Recognition, acknowledging someone's efforts or achievements.
Recognition of employees' hard work boosts morale.
Pushback, resistance, or disagreement in response to a suggestion, decision, or plan.
We received some pushback from the team regarding the new work from home policy.
Welcome, John. Today, we'll be discussing how we can enhance our brand's customer loyalty and ensure it grows over time.
Thanks, Lucy. I'm looking forward to it. Customer loyalty really is one of the most important things for any brand.
Absolutely, John. Without loyal customers, our growth potential is limited. That's why we need to focus on the entire customer experience.
Right. And the customer experience is influenced by so many factors. Where do we start?
Let's start with consistency. We need to ensure that we're meeting customer expectations every single time. Consistent delivery builds trust.
I agree. Trust is the foundation of any lasting relationship. What are the key touch points we should focus on for consistency?
Every interaction counts. From the first time they hear about our brand to their post-purchase experience, we need to provide quality at every step.
That sounds like a lot to manage, but it makes sense. What about personalization? Does it play a role in creating customer loyalty?
Personalization is critical. Customers love to feel that a brand understands their needs and preferences. Tailored experiences make a huge difference.
Definitely. How can we gather enough data to personalize the experience effectively?
We should gather data through our website, apps, surveys, and social media. This gives us insights into their preferences and behaviors.
So it's about using the data to make the experience more relevant for each customer. That sounds good.
Exactly. With the right data, we can send them personalized offers, product recommendations, and targeted messaging.
I can see how that would improve loyalty. What about emotional connection? How do we make our customers feel emotionally attached to our brand?
Emotional connection is vital. It comes from aligning our brand with the values and passions of our customers. Storytelling can help build that bond.
That makes sense. If we tell a compelling story about our brand, customers will feel they're part of something bigger.
Exactly. We need to make our customers feel like they belong. One way to do that is by sharing customer success stories.
Customer success stories are a great idea. They show that real people are benefiting from our products and services.
And these stories give our customers a chance to see themselves in our brand. It builds trust and strengthens loyalty over time.
Trust is so important. Do you think social media can help us build that emotional connection?
Absolutely. Social media is a great way to communicate directly with customers. It makes the brand feel more human.
Right. It's not just about selling products, but about creating a community. How can we engage customers on social media more effectively?
We can use social media to share valuable content, respond to customer inquiries, and show behind-the-scenes glimpses of our brand.
Sounds like we should be actively engaging rather than just promoting. What other engagement methods can we consider?
Hosting live Q&A sessions or webinars would be a good way to engage directly with customers. It builds trust and adds value.
That's a great idea. It gives customers an opportunity to connect with us on a personal level.
Exactly. It makes them feel like their voices are heard. And don't forget the power of user-generated content.
User-generated content is an excellent way to make customers feel involved. How can we encourage that?
We could run social media contests or challenges that encourage customers to share their own experiences with our brand.
That would be a fun and interactive way to involve them. It shows that we value their input.
Absolutely. And we can highlight their content on our social media pages, giving them recognition and making them feel special.
I like that. It's a win-win situation. What do you think is the most important factor in keeping customers loyal?
Consistently meeting or exceeding their expectations is essential. If customers trust that they'll always get a great experience, they'll stay loyal.
Right. Reliability is key. But how do we measure the effectiveness of our engagement efforts?
One way is through retention rates. If we're retaining customers over time, it's a good indicator that we're doing something right.
Retention rates are a great metric. What other indicators should we track?
We should also look at customer satisfaction through surveys, product reviews, and net promoter scores.
And we can track repeat purchase behavior. If customers are coming back, that's a clear sign they're engaged.
Exactly. Repeat purchases show they trust the brand and value what we offer.
Another way to keep customers loyal could be through loyalty programs. What do you think about that?
Loyalty programs are a great idea. Offering rewards or exclusive perks for repeat customers helps to build long-term relationships.
It makes customers feel appreciated and gives them an incentive to keep coming back.
Exactly. And we could integrate our loyalty program into our app to make it more accessible.
That's a great idea. A seamless experience would make it easier for customers to engage with the program.
Exactly. A strong digital presence is key for engagement today. It has to be easy and convenient.
What about the timing of our outreach? Should we be sending communication on a regular basis?
We should definitely reach out regularly. Monthly updates or newsletters are a good place to start.
Monthly seems like a good frequency. Not too often, but just enough to stay in touch.
Right. The key is to avoid overwhelming customers with too much communication.
So it's about finding the balance. Meaningful, regular interactions without overdoing it.
Exactly. Quality over quantity is crucial. We want customers to look forward to hearing from us.
I agree. But what about offering exclusive deals or access to new products? Would that help with loyalty?
Yes, exclusive deals or early access to new products can make customers feel special and valued.
That's a good point. It makes them feel like they're part of an exclusive group.
It creates a sense of belonging, which is key to building loyalty.
Do you think we should also focus on gathering feedback to improve our engagement strategies?
Absolutely. Feedback is essential. It shows customers that we value their opinions and are willing to improve.
Plus, it helps us stay aligned with their evolving needs and expectations.
Exactly. A brand that listens and adapts is one that fosters trust and loyalty.
And that trust ultimately leads to long-term success. What's the next step for us?
I think we should begin by analyzing our current customer data. We need to identify any pain points or areas for improvement.
That sounds like a good starting point. Should we also do some competitor analysis to see what they're doing?
Yes, understanding what our competitors are doing well can help us find gaps we can fill.
I agree. We need to stay ahead of the competition and continually improve our customer loyalty strategies.
Let's schedule a meeting to go over the data and plan our next steps.
Sounds like a plan. I'll make sure we're ready to move forward.
So, now that we've outlined some strategies for improving customer loyalty, let's talk about execution.
Right. Implementation is key. We can't just have good ideas. We need to make them happen.
Exactly. One of the first things we'll need is a clear timeline for each initiative.
That makes sense. How long do you think it will take to launch the new personalized experiences?
I think we can aim for a 3-month timeline to collect data and implement initial changes.
That sounds reasonable. We should also make sure that the team is on board and aligned.
Absolutely. Communication is crucial. Everyone needs to understand the goals and their role in achieving them.
I agree. I'll make sure to organize a meeting with the team to ensure alignment.
Perfect. In the meantime, we should start working on creating the customer personas for better personalization.
Customer personas will help us better understand their needs and tailor our communication.
Exactly. We need to consider demographics, interests, buying behavior, and their communication preferences.
Sounds like a detailed process, but it will definitely help in targeting the right people with the right message.
Yes, and it will allow us to design promotions and content that really resonate with each group.
What about the loyalty program? How soon can we start rolling that out?
We can integrate it into the app within the next 2 months. We'll need to design the reward structure first.
Should the rewards focus on product discounts, or should we consider offering experiences too?
Offering experiences could be a great way to deepen the emotional connection. Think exclusive events or early access.
I like that idea. It adds a more personal touch than just discounts.
Exactly. And the experience-based rewards make customers feel valued in a more unique way.
So when customers feel they're getting something special, they're more likely to stay loyal.
Yes, and by offering exclusive content or invites to events, we'll keep them engaged for longer.
Let's also make sure the rewards are easy to redeem. If it's too complicated, it could discourage participation.
Good point. The experience should be seamless from start to finish, especially through the app.
I'll make sure the app team is briefed on the importance of a smooth loyalty program integration.
Perfect. Once that's set, we can focus on marketing the loyalty program to our customers.
We could use email marketing to inform customers about the new program, offering them early access.
Yes, and social media would be a great tool to keep the momentum going. We could run ads or post teasers.
We'll need a strong message that emphasizes the exclusivity and value of the program.
Agreed. The more we can highlight what makes this program special, the more customers will be motivated to join.
How about involving our most loyal customers in the launch? They can spread the word for us.
That's a great idea. We could offer them a sneak peek or an early invitation to join the program.
They'll feel like insiders, and that sense of exclusivity will likely encourage others to join too.
Exactly. We should also think about a referral program where customers can invite friends to join the loyalty program.
A referral program is a great way to expand the reach. Plus, customers trust their friends' recommendations.
Absolutely. A referral bonus like extra loyalty points for each successful invitation could work well.
That would create a sense of excitement and motivate customers to spread the word.
It's all about creating a positive feedback loop where customers feel like they're benefiting from every interaction.
Exactly. So, after we launch the loyalty program, how do we keep customers engaged?
Regular, personalized communication will be key. We should also consider surprise rewards to keep them excited.
Surprise rewards, like giving unexpected bonus points or gifts on certain milestones?
Exactly. Little surprises make customers feel appreciated and can encourage them to stay loyal longer.
I like that approach. It's like going the extra mile to show customers they matter to us.
Exactly. We want to make them feel like they're more than just a transaction.
What about partnerships? Can we partner with other brands to offer additional benefits to our loyal customers?
That's an interesting idea. Strategic partnerships could provide added value to our loyalty program.
Maybe we could partner with lifestyle brands or entertainment platforms to offer unique perks.
I agree. This could differentiate our program from others and make it more attractive.
I'll start researching potential partners to see which brands align with our values and target audience.
Great. Once we have those partnerships in place, we can promote them alongside our loyalty program.
That would definitely boost the program's visibility and appeal. Do we need to adjust our brand messaging for this?
Yes, we'll need to ensure the messaging communicates not only the value of loyalty, but also the added benefits of our partnerships.
We could even position the program as a lifestyle choice, where customers gain more than just products from it.
Exactly. It's not just about the rewards, it's about enhancing their overall lifestyle and experience with our brand.
I think this could really set us apart in the market. We're offering value that goes beyond the products themselves.
And that's the goal, to create a brand that customers can't imagine living without.
Absolutely. I'm excited about what this could mean for our long-term customer loyalty.
Me too, John. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm confident we'll succeed.
Let's do this. I'll start working on the timeline for the next steps and check back with you.
Perfect. I look forward to seeing the results. Now that we've covered the key points and strategies, let's focus on measuring our success.
Right. We need clear metrics to track the effectiveness of everything we're implementing.
Absolutely. The first thing we need to track is customer retention rates. It's the most direct measure of loyalty.
Retention rates will show us how well we're keeping customers engaged over time.
Exactly. If we see improvement in retention, we know our efforts are working.
What other metrics should we be looking at?
Customer satisfaction scores are essential. We should be regularly collecting feedback through surveys or reviews.
Yes. Customer feedback will give us insights into what we're doing right and where we need to improve.
Exactly. We should also look at Net Promoter Scores (NPS) to see how likely our customers are to recommend us.
NPS is a great indicator of overall brand loyalty. The higher the score, the more loyal our customers are.
Right. Another metric we should track is the frequency of repeat purchases. Loyal customers tend to buy more often.
That's a good point. If repeat purchases increase, it shows that customers are continuing to trust our brand.
Exactly. We can also monitor engagement on our social media platforms. The more customers interact with us, the more loyal they're likely to be.
Social media engagement is a strong indicator of loyalty. If customers are liking, sharing, and commenting, they're invested in our brand.
We could also track how many customers are joining our loyalty program. It will help us assess its effectiveness.
That's a key metric. We can measure the conversion rate. How many people are signing up versus how many are being exposed to it.
Yes, and we need to make sure we're promoting it effectively through all channels, email, social media, and even in store if applicable.
Absolutely. A strong multi-channel approach will make sure we reach the widest possible audience.
Another important metric is the lifetime value of our customers. We want to track how much a customer is worth over time.
Right. Increasing customer lifetime value is essential for long-term business growth.
We should also be tracking the performance of our surprise rewards and referral programs. Are they encouraging customers to engage more?
That's a good idea. If customers are actively referring others or enjoying surprise rewards, it means they're more loyal.
Exactly. We can use this data to fine-tune our loyalty strategies as we move forward.
Do you think we should set benchmarks or goals for each of these metrics?
Yes, definitely. Setting clear goals will help us understand what success looks like and keep us on track.
What kind of goals are you thinking about?
For retention, we could set a goal of improving retention rates by 10% over the next 6 months.
That's a good goal. And for customer satisfaction, Maybe we aim for a 90% or higher satisfaction rate.
Yes, that's a solid target. And for NPS, let's aim for a score of 50 or higher, which indicates a strong level of loyalty.
I think we can achieve that. And for repeat purchases, how about a 15% increase over the next quarter?
That sounds like a reasonable goal. If we're offering the right incentives, that should be achievable.
Agreed. We could break these down into smaller monthly targets so we can track progress.
Yes, tracking progress regularly will help us stay motivated and make adjustments if necessary.
Absolutely. It's also important to celebrate wins, even the small ones. It keeps the team motivated.
Yes, recognizing achievements along the way keeps everyone focused on the big picture.
So we've got a clear plan in place, from improving customer engagement to tracking our progress.
We're on the right track. But let's not forget to keep evolving. Customer expectations are constantly changing.
That's true. We need to stay flexible and keep up with trends to stay ahead of the competition.
Exactly. We need to keep gathering feedback, analyze the data, and refine our approach.
Continuous improvement is key. With the right strategies, we'll build a loyal customer base that keeps growing.
I'm confident in our approach, John. Let's continue to focus on providing value, and the loyalty will follow.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see where these strategies take us.
Me too. Let's move forward and execute our plan. I'll schedule a follow-up meeting to review our progress in a few weeks.
Great. I'll make sure everything is ready and we stay on track.
Perfect. Let's get started.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Conversion, the process of changing from one form to another, often related to customers taking a desired action.
Our website has a high conversion rate from visitors to paying customers.
Seamless, smooth, and without interruptions or problems.
The online shopping experience should be seamless, without any technical issues.
Benchmark, a standard or point of reference against which things are compared.
We need to set benchmarks for customer satisfaction to measure our progress.
Exclusivity, the state of being limited or restricted to a specific group.
The loyalty program offers exclusivity to members with special privileges.
Perks, extra benefits, or advantages given in addition to the main rewards.
Employees enjoy perks such as free lunch and flexible work hours.
Referral, the act of directing someone to a person or service for help or guidance.
Our referral program rewards customers who recommend our products to friends.
Persona, a character or profile created to represent a customer group.
We need to create customer personas to better understand their needs and preferences.
Redemption, the action of receiving a reward or benefit in exchange for points or credits.
Customers can redeem their loyalty points for discounts or special gifts.
Exclusivity, the quality of being restricted to a particular group or individual.
The VIP members enjoyed the exclusivity of attending a private event.
Tweak, a small adjustment or change made to improve something.
Let's tweak the design to make it more user-friendly.
Good morning, John. Let's begin our discussion on conflict in teams' effective resolutions. Thanks for making time.
Good morning, Lucy. This is an important topic, and I'm glad we're addressing it together.
The tension between the marketing and sales teams needs attention. It's negatively impacting overall performance.
I completely agree. Their collaboration has been strained for weeks now. What specific issues have you noticed?
Marketing feels their efforts aren't valued. They believe sales doesn't use the materials they work hard to create.
That's valid, but sales often says the materials don't meet their practical needs during customer interactions.
Exactly. It seems like both teams are stuck in their own viewpoints, leading to this ongoing friction.
Do you think this is a simple communication issue, or are there deeper underlying problems causing this conflict?
It's a combination. Miscommunication is clear, but I also sense a lack of mutual trust and respect.
Trust issues are tricky to resolve. Building trust takes time, and we'll need a focused strategy to achieve that.
True, but we have to start somewhere. What's your opinion on holding a joint meeting with both teams?
I think it's a good idea, but we need to structure the meeting carefully to avoid making things worse.
Agreed. A neutral facilitator could help ensure the discussion stays on track and doesn't get overly emotional.
That's a great idea. A facilitator can guide the discussion toward constructive resolutions instead of letting it spiral.
I can arrange that. Should we also gather feedback from team leads before organizing the session?
Yes, we need to understand their perspectives first. It will help us structure a clear and focused agenda.
Absolutely. During the meeting, we must emphasize solutions instead of allowing them to dwell on complaints.
Agreed. We also need to ensure everyone feels heard. Ignoring valid concerns could make the situation worse.
What about setting clear objectives for the session? Would that help guide the conversation effectively?
Definitely. Objectives like improving communication, clarifying expectations, and aligning on shared goals could be helpful.
That makes sense. Should we allocate time during the meeting for brainstorming actionable solutions?
Yes, but we should balance it. Half the time for discussion, the other half for identifying next steps.
Good plan. Do you think an hour will be enough, or should we schedule a longer session?
Let's start with an hour. If we prepare well, that should suffice. We can extend if necessary.
I'll make sure the agenda stays focused. We don't want the discussion to drift into unrelated topics.
Agreed. Should we address their interdependence explicitly? That might help them see the bigger picture.
Yes. Showing how their roles complement each other could foster mutual understanding and appreciation.
Do you think setting ground rules for the meeting would help keep it professional and constructive?
Absolutely. Rules like no interruptions, active listening, and focusing on solutions should be clear from the start.
Great. After the meeting, should we follow up with both teams to monitor progress and offer support?
Yes, follow-ups are essential. We need to ensure the changes are implemented and maintained effectively.
What about informal check-ins in the future? They could help catch issues early before they escalate.
That's a great idea. Regular feedback sessions would maintain open communication and prevent misunderstandings.
It sounds like we're on the right track. Should we schedule this meeting for next week?
Yes, next week works. I'll coordinate with the team leads and confirm their availability.
Perfect. Once we get their feedback, we can finalize the agenda. Anything else we should address now?
I think we've covered everything for now. Let's make sure we're fully prepared to guide this discussion. I spoke with the marketing and sales team leads. They both shared valuable insights about the current challenges.
That's great to hear. Did they provide specific examples or recurring issues that we should address?
Yes, marketing mentioned that sales often requests last-minute changes, which disrupts their planning and deadlines.
I can see how that's frustrating for marketing. Did sales share their reasoning for these last-minute changes?
They said customer demands frequently shift, and they need materials updated to meet client expectations quickly.
That makes sense, but it's clear the teams need a better process to handle these urgent requests.
Exactly. Both sides need to understand each other's constraints and find a middle ground to work efficiently.
Did they suggest any potential solutions? Or should we propose ideas during the joint meeting?
Marketing suggested a shared calendar for project timelines. Sales proposed having a dedicated point of contact for updates.
Those are promising ideas. Combining both could create a smoother workflow between the two teams.
Agreed. We should include these suggestions in the agenda and encourage further discussion during the meeting.
Absolutely. Did you also discuss how their goals align with the company's overall objectives?
Yes, both leads acknowledge the importance of collaboration in achieving better results for the organization.
That's encouraging. If we frame the meeting around shared goals, it might foster more cooperation.
Good point. Do you think we should include specific examples of successful past collaborations as motivation?
Yes, highlighting positive outcomes can remind them of what's possible when they work together effectively.
I'll prepare a few examples to share during the session. It could set a positive tone for the discussion.
Great idea. Should we also address any concerns about accountability or ownership of tasks during the meeting?
Yes, accountability was a recurring theme in my conversations with both leads. It's an area needing improvement.
Maybe we could introduce a simple tracking system to clarify responsibilities and progress on shared projects.
That's worth discussing. A tracking tool could reduce misunderstandings and ensure transparency between the teams.
Do you think we should introduce this idea during the meeting? Or wait until we get their feedback first?
Let's bring it up as a suggestion and gauge their reactions. Collaboration tools need team buy-in to work.
Agreed. Should we also allocate time for discussing any potential roadblocks they might foresee?
Definitely. Identifying obstacles early can help us address them proactively rather than reactively.
Speaking of obstacles, did either team mention resource issues or other constraints impacting their performance?
Marketing mentioned they often feel understaffed for the volume of work sales requests. It's a concern worth noting.
That's important to consider. Maybe we need to assess whether additional resources could help ease the tension.
Agreed. We can include that as a follow-up action after the meeting if the teams agree on priorities.
Should we include senior management in the follow-up discussions to secure support for any necessary changes?
Yes, their involvement would ensure that any agreed-upon changes have the backing needed for implementation.
Sounds good. Do we have all the key points for the agenda finalized now?
I believe so. We'll cover communication, trust, shared goals, process improvements, and accountability. Anything else?
That seems comprehensive. Let's ensure we communicate the agenda clearly to the teams before the meeting.
I'll send it out tomorrow along with the meeting invite. Clarity is key to setting the right expectations.
Perfect. Do you think we should share any pre-reading materials or questions for them to think about?
That's a great idea. I'll prepare a short document summarizing the issues and some key discussion points.
Excellent. This preparation should set the stage for a productive and solution-focused meeting next week.
I'm optimistic. If we guide the discussion well, I think we can resolve this conflict effectively.
I agree. Let's follow through with our plan and ensure we're ready for any challenges that arise.
The meeting went well, John. Both teams seemed open to the solutions we suggested.
That's great to hear. Were there any unexpected reactions or concerns during the discussion?
Yes, both teams seemed a bit hesitant about the shared calendar idea. They're concerned about additional workload.
I understand their concern. We need to emphasize how the calendar will actually save time in the long run.
Exactly. It will allow them to plan ahead, reducing last-minute requests and stress. We need to explain that clearly.
Perhaps we can also demonstrate how the calendar can work in practice before they fully commit to it.
That's a great suggestion. A trial period could help them see its benefits firsthand.
I'll create a draft of the shared calendar and present it to both teams next week.
I'll prepare a brief presentation highlighting the advantages of the tool and how it simplifies their work.
Sounds like a solid plan. Did you sense any improvement in their overall willingness to cooperate?
Yes, they were more collaborative once they realized the solutions could make their work easier.
That's a promising sign. Were there any other suggestions or concerns that came up during the meeting?
Both teams agreed on the importance of having a dedicated point of contact for urgent updates.
That's good to hear. Having a clear point of contact will help streamline communication between them.
Definitely. It will also prevent misunderstandings and ensure that urgent requests are addressed quickly and effectively.
I agree. Should we set up regular check-ins to monitor the implementation of these solutions?
Yes, I think monthly check-ins would be beneficial to ensure both teams stay on track and address issues early.
I'll set up the first one for next month and make sure both teams know about it.
Great. After the meeting, I also made sure to send out a summary of the key takeaways.
Excellent. That will help keep everyone aligned and remind them of the action items.
Did either team mention any concerns about accountability for the tasks they agreed to take on?
Sales was a bit concerned about having enough time to complete tasks with their current workload.
Marketing also mentioned they might need additional resources to handle the workload from sales requests.
That's something we should address soon. We may need to discuss this with senior management for additional support.
Yes, I agree. We'll have to work on a proposal that outlines their resource needs and justifies it.
It might also help if we can show how the new processes will increase efficiency and reduce stress.
Absolutely. If we demonstrate that the changes will lead to better results, management will be more likely to approve it.
I'll work on gathering some metrics and examples to support that case. Do you think we should prioritize these changes?
Yes, prioritizing the process improvements and resource allocation should be our next step. That's what will have the biggest impact.
I'll schedule a meeting with management to discuss this. We need their approval before implementing major changes.
I'll help with preparing the proposal and ensuring it's aligned with what we've discussed with the teams.
Great teamwork. After we get approval, we can roll out the changes and track their effectiveness.
Yes, and with regular follow-ups, we can ensure the teams remain committed to the new processes.
This sounds like a solid approach. I'm confident that we can resolve the conflict and improve collaboration.
I agree. With the right processes and clear communication, both teams will have the tools they need to succeed.
Let's continue to monitor the progress and make adjustments as needed. The key is to stay flexible and responsive.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing the positive impact this will have on the teams and our overall performance.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Hesitant. Unsure or reluctant to act, usually due to doubt or uncertainty.
She was hesitant to accept the job offer without knowing more details.
Understaffed. Lacking enough staff or workers to handle the workload.
The department was understaffed, causing delays in project delivery.
Streamline. To simplify or make a process more efficient.
The new software helps streamline the workflow in the office.
Justify. To provide a reason or explanation that makes something seem right or acceptable.
The team will justify their decision by showing the benefits it will bring in the long term.
Backlog. A collection of unfinished tasks or orders that need to be completed.
There is a backlog of work that needs to be addressed immediately.
Intervene. To take action to change or improve a situation.
The manager had to intervene to resolve the conflict between the two departments.
Conducive. Making a certain outcome more likely or easier.
A quiet workspace is conducive to productive thinking and concentration.
Reiterate. To repeat something for emphasis or clarity.
The supervisor reiterated the importance of meeting deadlines to the entire team.
Facilitate. To make a process or task easier or smoother.
The new software will facilitate communication between departments.
Incentivize. To provide motivation or reward to encourage a specific action or behavior.
The company decided to incentivize employees with bonuses for reaching sales targets.
Welcome, John. Thanks for joining the meeting today. We're here to discuss organizational structure, finding the right fit.
Thank you, Lucy. This is an important topic, and I'm looking forward to hearing your insights.
To start, do you think our current structure supports collaboration effectively across different departments?
Not entirely. There are a lot of bottlenecks due to siloed teams. This impacts productivity.
I agree. Have you noticed any specific challenges with communication between teams?
Yes, sometimes teams working on the same projects aren't aware of each other's progress. This leads to delays.
That's definitely an issue. What do you think about the idea of a matrix structure to improve cross-team communication?
A matrix structure could solve some problems, but it might create confusion with dual reporting.
True. It would require employees to handle multiple supervisors, which could lead to conflict or misunderstandings.
Exactly. It's a tricky balance. How do you feel about adopting a more divisional structure for specialized teams?
A divisional structure could certainly help. It would focus on product lines or regional markets and reduce interdepartmental issues.
It could help streamline operations, but I wonder if it might create redundancy in functions like HR, finance, or IT.
That's a valid concern. Do you think we could combine the two? A hybrid structure might balance the benefits of both.
A hybrid model could work, but we would need to make sure roles are well defined to avoid confusion.
Agreed. Clear communication is critical, especially when implementing something as complex as a hybrid model.
Absolutely. We could implement cross-functional teams that work together on specific goals, regardless of structure.
That's an interesting idea. Would it also help increase accountability within the teams?
Yes, because teams would have a clearer sense of ownership over their projects, leading to better results.
I think adding more accountability could also improve morale. When employees feel responsible, they tend to perform better.
Exactly. It's important that the structure aligns with our goals. Have you thought about the leadership requirements for this?
Leadership is key. Managers must be trained to navigate these changes, especially with a hybrid or matrix model.
It might also help to identify a few key leaders to oversee the transition and provide guidance.
That's a good point. Do you think this kind of shift would affect our decision-making process?
It definitely could. We'd need to streamline decision-making so that it doesn't become overly complex.
Absolutely. Maybe we should establish a set of clear guidelines for decision-making and accountability.
I think that would be beneficial. It would help ensure consistency in how decisions are made across the company.
One other thing to consider is the technology tools we use. Should we look at adopting new platforms?
Technology plays a huge role in supporting organizational structure. Shared tools for communication and project management are essential.
Yes, using collaborative platforms like Slack or Microsoft Teams could bridge communication gaps between teams.
And for project management, something like Trello or Asana could help track progress and keep everyone updated.
Right. We'd also need to ensure that all employees are properly trained in using these tools effectively.
Training will be critical. If people aren't comfortable with the tools, they won't use them properly, and the system won't work.
That's something we'll need to address from the beginning of the transition. What about team size? Do you think smaller teams would be more effective?
Smaller teams often allow for better communication and quicker decision-making, but they might not have all the necessary skills.
I see what you mean. Do you think we could have a mix of smaller specialized teams with a larger central unit for support?
That could work. The smaller teams could handle daily operations, while the central unit could provide specialized support as needed.
That sounds like a good balance. What would you say are the potential challenges of such a model?
The biggest challenge would be maintaining alignment between the smaller teams and the central unit. They need to share common goals.
I agree. Perhaps having regular check-ins between teams and the central unit could keep everyone on the same page.
That's a great idea. Regular updates would ensure that nothing gets lost in communication.
It would also help to create a feedback loop. so teams can share what's working and what's not.
Exactly. Feedback is essential to improving processes. Without it, we wouldn't know where the gaps are.
That's true. How do you feel about the cultural shift that might come with changing our structure?
Changing the structure could be a huge cultural shift, especially if we introduce new leadership or reporting lines.
Yes, the employees might feel uncertain about their new roles or responsibilities. How can we address that?
I think transparency is key. We need to communicate the reasons behind the change and how it benefits everyone.
Clear communication will reduce anxiety and help employees understand the bigger picture. We could hold town hall meetings to discuss it.
Town halls would be a great way to engage employees and make them feel part of the process.
Exactly. That way, employees can voice concerns and get answers directly from the leadership team.
And it will help us get buy-in, which is essential for the success of any organizational change.
I agree. So, do you think we're ready to start planning the next steps for this change?
I think we're getting close. We'll need to involve key stakeholders and conduct a thorough analysis of options.
Picking up where we left off, John, who do you think should be involved in this planning process?
I'd suggest involving department heads, key team leaders, and HR to get a holistic perspective on needs.
That makes sense. Should we also include representatives from different levels to understand broader employee concerns?
Definitely. Including input from various levels ensures the structure works for everyone, not just leadership.
Right. A top-down approach alone won't address the real challenges employees face on the ground.
Exactly. What do you think about conducting a survey to gather employee feedback on the current structure?
That's a great idea. It could help us identify pain points and areas that need improvement.
Plus, it would show employees that their opinions matter, which might ease concerns about upcoming changes.
Absolutely. Transparency and engagement are critical to gaining their trust. What should the survey focus on?
Questions about communication, decision-making processes, and resource allocation would provide valuable insights.
Agreed. We should also ask about their preferred ways of working and collaborating across departments.
Yes, understanding work preferences could guide how we design the new structure. How soon should we roll it out?
I think we need to set realistic timelines. Should we break it into phases to ensure a smooth transition?
Phased implementation sounds practical. It would allow us to adjust based on feedback and address issues early.
Exactly. Perhaps we start with one department or division as a pilot before expanding to the entire company.
A pilot project would help us refine the process and learn from initial implementation challenges.
What about setting specific success metrics for the pilot? How will we know if it's working?
Metrics like improved communication efficiency, faster decision-making, and employee satisfaction would be good indicators.
Great. We could also measure productivity and collaboration levels to see if the structure is effective.
Agreed. Should we appoint a dedicated team to oversee the pilot and track these metrics?
Yes, a task force with cross-departmental representation could ensure comprehensive oversight.
That's a smart move. They could also act as a liaison between leadership and employees during the pilot phase.
Exactly. Their role would be to monitor progress and provide regular updates to stakeholders.
And they could organize feedback sessions to address employee concerns as the pilot progresses.
Feedback sessions would help us make adjustments in real time. Do you think we'll face resistance to change?
It's likely. People are often hesitant to adapt, especially if they're comfortable with the current system.
True. Offering training and clear communication about the benefits might help reduce resistance.
Agreed. We should also highlight success stories from the pilot phase to build confidence in the new structure.
That's a good strategy. Positive examples could encourage others to embrace the changes.
Should we also provide incentives for early adopters to promote the new structure?
Incentives like recognition or small rewards could motivate employees to support the transition.
I like that idea. It could create a ripple effect and encourage others to participate actively.
Exactly. A little encouragement goes a long way. How do you feel about creating training programs for managers?
Training is essential. Managers need to understand their roles in the new structure and how to lead effectively.
Agreed. Should we focus on skills like conflict resolution, communication, and change management?
Yes, and we could also include workshops on decision making and team building to strengthen leadership capabilities.
That would be helpful. Strong leadership will set the tone for a successful transition.
Absolutely. Do you think we should involve external consultants for guidance on best practices?
That's worth considering. Experts could provide insights and help us avoid common pitfalls.
They could also assist in creating detailed implementation plans tailored to our company's needs.
Agreed. Their expertise would complement our internal knowledge and ensure a comprehensive approach.
We should discuss this with the leadership team and get their input on involving consultants.
Yes, and we should also prepare a cost-benefit analysis to justify the expense.
That's a smart move. It's important to show how this investment will contribute to long-term growth.
Definitely. I think we're making good progress in defining the next steps. Anything else you'd like to add?
Not at this moment. Let's summarize our points so far and prepare to present them to the leadership team.
To continue, let's refine our approach for presenting this plan to the leadership team. How should we structure it?
I'd recommend starting with the rationale behind the need for organizational restructuring. It sets the stage.
Agreed. We should highlight inefficiencies in the current structure and how the proposed changes address them.
Exactly. Then we can outline the steps for implementation, emphasizing the phased approach and pilot program.
That makes sense. Including timelines and metrics will give them a clear picture of what to expect.
We should also present the survey findings to demonstrate that the plan is employee-informed.
Absolutely. Employee input strengthens our case by showing alignment with their needs and expectations.
What about potential challenges? Should we address them during the presentation or in a follow-up?
It's better to address them up front. Transparency about challenges shows we're prepared and realistic.
Good point. We can also outline mitigation strategies to demonstrate our proactive approach.
Yes, that would help build confidence in the plan. Should we also mention the benefits of external consultants?
Definitely. Positioning them as value-added partners can help justify their involvement.
Agreed. How should we handle questions or pushback from leadership during the presentation?
Staying calm and providing evidence-based answers will be key. Should we prepare an FAQ document in advance?
That's a great idea. Anticipating their concerns and having ready responses will show thorough preparation.
It also demonstrates that we've considered multiple perspectives and aren't rushing decisions.
Exactly. What about visuals? Should we include charts or diagrams to make the presentation more engaging?
Yes, visual aids like org charts, timelines, and survey summaries can make complex ideas easier to grasp.
Good idea. We can use visuals to compare the current structure with the proposed one.
That would clearly show the improvements and how the new structure aligns with company goals.
Do you think we should include case studies from other organizations as supporting evidence?
Absolutely. Successful examples from similar companies could provide valuable insights and build credibility.
I agree. Let's also focus on the long-term benefits, like increased efficiency and employee satisfaction.
Yes, highlighting measurable outcomes will resonate with leadership. Should we involve other team members in the presentation?
I think so. Involving others who contributed to the plan could provide additional perspectives.
Agreed. Their participation could also showcase the collaborative effort behind the proposal.
Exactly. It might also help address technical or department-specific questions more effectively.
Do you think we should allocate time for a Q&A session at the end?
Definitely. An open forum would allow leadership to voice concerns and provide feedback.
It would also help us gauge their support for the plan. Should we follow up afterward with detailed notes?
Yes, A summary document with key points and action items would keep everyone aligned.
That's a good idea. How soon should we aim to present this plan to leadership?
I'd say within 2 weeks. That gives us time to finalize details and prepare thoroughly.
Agreed. Should we schedule a rehearsal to ensure the presentation flows smoothly?
That's a must. Practicing will help us refine our delivery and anticipate potential issues.
Let's set a timeline for each preparation step, starting with gathering visuals and refining key messages.
Sounds good. We should also assign roles for different parts of the presentation.
Yes, assigning roles ensures everyone knows their part and avoids confusion during the presentation.
Exactly. Let's finalize our preparation schedule and start working on the presentation materials.
Good plan. We're moving forward steadily. Should we revisit anything we've discussed so far?
I think we've covered everything comprehensively. Let's proceed to the next steps. Anything you'd like to add?
Nothing more for now. Let's get started on the visuals and presentation outline.
Picking up from where we left off, John, do you think we should include a detailed cost analysis?
Yes, a cost analysis will demonstrate the financial feasibility of the restructuring plan to leadership.
Agreed. Should we also highlight potential cost savings from increased efficiency and streamlined processes?
Absolutely. It's essential to show both the short-term investment and the long-term financial benefits.
Right. Should we categorize costs, such as training, consultant fees, and new technology implementation?
Yes, breaking down expenses will help leadership understand where resources are being allocated.
That's a good approach. How do you think we should present the projected ROI for this initiative?
Graphs or charts comparing current inefficiencies with expected improvements would be impactful.
Agreed. Visualizing ROI will make the benefits more tangible. What about risks? Should we address them in detail?
Definitely. Leadership will want to see that we've identified potential risks and planned mitigation strategies.
Should we divide risks into categories, like financial, operational, and employee-related challenges?
That's a solid idea. It shows a comprehensive understanding of the complexities involved in restructuring.
Exactly. We could also provide examples of how similar risks were managed successfully in other organizations.
Yes, using real-world examples can reassure leadership and demonstrate the practicality of our approach.
Speaking of examples, do you think we should invite a guest speaker, like an industry expert, for the presentation?
That could add credibility, especially if the expert has first-hand experience with successful restructuring projects.
Good point. It might also provide leadership with additional confidence in the proposed changes.
Should we allocate time for the expert to address specific questions from the leadership team?
Yes, that would be valuable. Their insights could complement our plan and address concerns effectively.
Do you think we've gathered enough data to support the key recommendations in our proposal?
I believe so, but we could cross-check our findings to ensure everything is accurate and comprehensive.
Agreed. Accuracy is crucial. Should we also prepare a backup plan in case the initial approach faces setbacks?
Absolutely. A contingency plan would show leadership that we're prepared for unexpected challenges.
What should the backup plan focus on? Adjusting timelines, reallocating resources, or modifying the implementation process?
All of those, I think. Flexibility will be key to overcoming any obstacles we encounter.
Agreed. Do you think it's worth discussing the potential for hybrid or remote work as part of the restructuring?
Definitely. Many companies are adapting to hybrid models, and we should consider how it fits our structure.
Should we include data on productivity and employee satisfaction in hybrid work environments?
Yes, that would provide a balanced perspective and help us make informed decisions.
Agreed. Should we consult IT and facilities management about the technical and logistical requirements for hybrid work?
That's a must. Their input will be critical for ensuring a seamless transition.
Should we schedule a separate meeting with them to discuss potential challenges and solutions?
Yes, a focused discussion would allow us to address their concerns thoroughly.
Let's add that to our action plan. Anything else we should prioritize before the leadership presentation?
I think we've covered most points. We just need to finalize our materials and rehearse thoroughly.
Agreed. Should we also prepare a follow-up survey to measure the success of the new structure post-implementation?
That's a great idea. Continuous feedback will help us refine the structure and address emerging issues.
Absolutely. Let's include that in our long-term strategy. Do you feel we're ready for the presentation?
I think we're close. We just need to polish a few details and confirm everyone's roles.
Agreed. This plan is shaping up well. Any final adjustments you'd like to suggest?
Nothing major. Let's focus on delivering a clear, confident, and compelling presentation.
Agreed. Let's finalize our preparation schedule and take the next steps with confidence.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Benchmarking. Comparing performance metrics to industry standards or competitors.
Benchmarking helped the company identify areas for improvement.
Scalability. The capacity to handle growth or increased demand.
The software's scalability ensures it can support more users in the future.
Optimization. Making the best or most effective use of resources or processes.
The team focused on optimization to reduce production costs.
Outsourcing. The practice of hiring external firms to perform tasks or services.
The company is outsourcing customer service to reduce operational costs.
Innovation. The introduction of new ideas, methods, or products.
The company's innovation in renewable energy set it apart from competitors.
Turnaround. A complete change in performance or results, often positive.
The company's quick turnaround after restructuring impressed investors.
Upskilling. The process of teaching employees new skills to improve their performance.
Upskilling initiatives boosted employee confidence and productivity.
Workflow. The sequence of processes through which a task is completed.
The new software optimized the team's workflow.
Value proposition. The unique value a product or service offers to customers.
Our value proposition focuses on affordability and quality.
Cost-benefit analysis. A process of comparing the costs and benefits of a decision or project.
A thorough cost-benefit analysis supported the decision to invest in new equipment.
Welcome, John, to our discussion on effective mentorship guiding careers. I'm excited about today's topic.
Thank you, Lucy. Mentorship is such an important subject, and I'm looking forward to exploring it with you.
Let's start by identifying what makes mentorship effective. In your experience, what's the key to being a good mentor?
Listening is fundamental. A mentor should understand the mentee's goals, challenges, and aspirations before offering advice.
I agree. Without understanding the mentee's perspective, it's difficult to offer guidance that truly resonates.
Exactly. And mentorship isn't just about giving advice. It's about empowering the mentee to make their own decisions.
That's a great point. Encouraging independence while providing support creates a balance that fosters growth.
Yes, and growth is the ultimate goal of mentorship. A good mentor helps the mentee develop skills and confidence.
Confidence is a big one. How do you think mentors can help mentees build their confidence effectively?
Recognizing their strengths and celebrating small wins can make a huge difference in boosting their confidence.
I completely agree. Positive reinforcement not only builds confidence, but also strengthens the mentor-mentee relationship.
It does. On the flip side, mentors should also address weaknesses constructively. so the mentee knows where to improve.
Constructive feedback is key. It's important to point out areas for growth without discouraging the mentee.
Absolutely. I also think setting clear expectations early on helps establish a productive mentorship dynamic.
Yes, clear expectations set the tone for the relationship. It avoids misunderstandings and keeps both parties aligned.
Alignment is essential. If the mentor and mentee have different expectations, the relationship can quickly become unproductive.
That's true. Have you ever had a mentorship experience where misaligned expectations caused challenges?
I have. In one case, the mentee expected constant hand-holding, while I wanted to encourage independence.
That sounds tricky. How did you handle it?
I had an honest conversation about the goals of mentorship and the importance of self-driven growth.
Honest conversations are so important. They help reset expectations and reinforce the purpose of the mentorship.
They do. And once we realigned, the mentee understood my approach and began taking more initiative.
That's a great outcome. It shows how clear communication can resolve potential issues before they escalate.
Communication really is the backbone of effective mentorship. Without it, even the best intentions can fall short.
Couldn't agree more. Mentors also need to adapt their communication style to suit the mentee's personality and needs.
Yes, adaptability is crucial. What works for one mentee might not work for another. Flexibility makes a mentor effective.
Definitely. Mentorship isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about tailoring guidance to individual circumstances.
And that's what makes it challenging yet rewarding. Seeing a mentee grow is worth all the effort.
Seeing mentees grow truly is rewarding. What do you think is the mentor's role in guiding long-term career growth?
A mentor should provide strategic advice, share industry insights, and help mentees navigate challenges in their career paths.
Strategic advice is so valuable. Do you think mentors should actively shape their mentees' career choices?
Not exactly. Mentors should guide, not dictate. Ultimately, the mentee must decide what aligns with their aspirations.
That's a great distinction. Encouraging ownership of decisions helps mentees develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills.
Absolutely. But mentors can also share their own experiences to provide real-world context and inspire new perspectives.
Personal stories are powerful tools. They make abstract concepts tangible and show mentees how to handle similar situations.
Exactly. Sharing failures is just as important as sharing successes. It teaches resilience and the value of learning from mistakes.
I couldn't agree more. Failure often provides the best lessons, and mentors can help mentees see it as growth.
Yes, reframing failure as a learning opportunity can change how mentees approach challenges in the future.
That's such a valuable mindset. Speaking of challenges, how do you help mentees handle workplace conflicts?
I advise them to remain calm, listen actively, and seek a resolution that benefits everyone involved.
Active listening is key. It helps diffuse tension and shows respect for all parties' perspectives.
Exactly. I also encourage mentees to focus on the issue, not the person, to avoid personalizing conflicts.
That's a wise approach. Separating emotions from the problem leads to more productive and professional resolutions.
It does. I also stress the importance of clear communication in resolving misunderstandings before they escalate.
Miscommunication often causes conflict. Encouraging mentees to clarify intentions can prevent many issues.
True. How do you approach teaching mentees to balance assertiveness with empathy in difficult conversations?
I'd tell them to focus on expressing their needs respectfully while remaining open to understanding others' perspectives.
That's a perfect balance. Assertiveness shows confidence, while empathy fosters collaboration and trust.
Exactly. And this balance is essential not only in conflicts but also in leadership roles.
Leadership is a natural progression for mentees who embrace mentorship. Do you actively prepare mentees for leadership?
Yes, I do. I encourage them to take initiative, delegate tasks, and develop their emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence is crucial for leaders. It helps them connect with their teams and inspire loyalty.
Loyalty and trust are what make teams thrive. Leaders must create an environment where people feel valued.
Agreed. Mentors can model this by treating mentees with respect and fostering a collaborative relationship.
That's true. When mentees experience a positive mentorship dynamic, they're more likely to replicate it as leaders.
Exactly. Mentorship creates a ripple effect, impacting not just individuals but entire teams and organizations.
That's the beauty of mentorship. It extends far beyond the mentor-mentee relationship itself. Let's continue exploring mentorship's ripple effect. How do you think mentorship influences organizational culture as a whole?
Mentorship fosters a culture of learning, collaboration, and support, which drives innovation and employee satisfaction.
That's true. Employees who feel supported are more engaged and willing to contribute their best efforts.
Exactly. Mentorship also encourages knowledge sharing, which helps organizations retain expertise across generations.
Knowledge sharing is critical, especially in industries where technology and practices evolve rapidly.
Absolutely. It prevents knowledge silos and ensures teams are better equipped to adapt to changes.
That adaptability can give organizations a competitive edge. How do you think companies can encourage more mentorship?
They can implement formal mentorship programs and recognize mentors for their contributions to employee development.
Recognition is important. It shows that the organization values mentorship and encourages others to participate.
Yes, and providing training for mentors can also enhance the quality of these relationships.
Training ensures mentors understand their role and have the tools to guide mentees effectively.
Exactly. It's not just about being experienced, it's about knowing how to communicate and inspire.
Inspiring mentees is so rewarding. Do you think mentees also have responsibilities in this relationship?
Definitely. Mentees should be proactive, open to feedback, and willing to take ownership of their development.
That's a great point. Mentorship works best when mentees actively engage in the process.
Yes, and they should come prepared with questions or topics to make the most of each session.
Preparedness shows respect for the mentor's time and ensures focused, productive conversations.
It does. When mentees take the lead, it helps mentors understand their priorities and tailor guidance accordingly.
Tailored guidance is so effective. It shows mentees that their goals and challenges are truly understood.
Absolutely. And it builds trust, which, as we said earlier, is the foundation of mentorship.
Trust enables mentees to share openly, which allows mentors to provide better advice and insights.
That's right. It also creates a safe space for mentees to discuss their fears and uncertainties.
Addressing fears is so valuable. It helps mentees overcome self-doubt and build resilience.
Resilience is a crucial skill. Mentors can model this by sharing how they've handled setbacks.
Personal examples make such a big impact. They help mentees see that challenges are a normal part of growth.
They do. And showing vulnerability as a mentor makes the relationship more authentic and relatable.
Authenticity strengthens the bond between mentor and mentee. It's what makes the relationship truly meaningful.
Absolutely. A meaningful mentorship can leave a lasting impact on both the mentor and the mentee.
John, let's discuss the challenges mentors face. What do you think is the most common hurdle?
Time management is a big challenge. Balancing mentorship responsibilities with other professional commitments can be difficult.
That's true. Mentorship requires dedication, and finding that balance is not always easy.
Exactly. Another challenge is tailoring guidance to mentees with different learning styles and personalities.
Adapting to individual needs can be demanding but is crucial for effective mentorship.
Yes, it is. Some mentees prefer hands-on guidance, while others need space to explore on their own.
Do you think setting boundaries can help manage these challenges effectively?
Absolutely. Clear boundaries ensure both mentor and mentee respect each other's time and expectations.
Boundaries also prevent overdependence, which can hinder a mentee's growth.
That's an important point. Mentors should guide without becoming a crutch for the mentee.
How do you suggest addressing situations where a mentee becomes too reliant on their mentor?
Open communication is key. I gently encourage the mentee to tackle challenges independently.
Encouraging independence is essential. It empowers mentees to trust their abilities and take ownership of their decisions.
Exactly. Another challenge is dealing with mismatched expectations in the mentorship relationship.
Mismatched expectations can create frustration. How can mentors handle this effectively?
I'd recommend having an honest conversation to realign goals and clarify roles.
That's a good approach. Clear communication can resolve most issues before they escalate.
It can. But what if a mentee resists feedback or struggles to accept constructive criticism?
That's a tough one. I'd focus on framing feedback as a tool for growth rather than criticism.
Reframing feedback is effective. It helps mentees see it as an opportunity to improve, not a personal attack.
Exactly. I'd also highlight their strengths to balance the conversation and maintain their confidence.
That's a great tactic. Positive reinforcement ensures they stay motivated while addressing areas for improvement.
Speaking of motivation, how do you inspire mentees to stay committed to long-term goals?
I emphasize celebrating small wins to keep them engaged and show progress toward their larger objectives.
Celebrating small wins makes a big difference. It keeps momentum going, even during challenging times.
It does. I also share stories of perseverance to remind them that long-term goals take time and effort.
Stories of perseverance are so inspiring. They show that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end.
Exactly. And as mentors, we must model resilience and a positive attitude during difficult moments.
Resilience and positivity are contagious. When mentees see those traits, they're more likely to adopt them.
That's the goal. Mentorship is about equipping mentees with skills and attitudes for lifelong success.
Lifelong success is such a rewarding outcome. It's what makes the challenges of mentorship worth it.
Absolutely. Even the toughest moments are valuable because they teach us how to be better mentors.
John, as we dive deeper, let's focus on the mentor's mindset. What qualities make a great mentor?
A great mentor is patient, empathetic, and an active listener who genuinely cares about their mentee's growth.
Patience is so important. Growth takes time, and rushing the process can be counterproductive.
Absolutely. Mentors must also show empathy to understand mentees' perspectives and challenges.
Empathy builds trust, making mentees feel understood and supported in their journey.
It does. Active listening ensures mentors grasp what mentees truly need instead of making assumptions.
Listening is often underestimated. It's the foundation for meaningful guidance and effective communication.
Exactly. Another key quality is adaptability, as each mentee's journey is unique.
Adapting to different goals and personalities keeps mentorship dynamic and relevant.
That's true. A great mentor also leads by example, demonstrating professionalism and a strong work ethic.
Leading by example inspires mentees to model those behaviors in their own careers.
It does. Mentors also need humility, acknowledging they don't have all the answers.
Humility is refreshing. It shows that mentors are still learning and growing, just like their mentees.
Exactly. It fosters a collaborative dynamic where both parties benefit from the relationship.
Collaboration is such a valuable aspect of mentorship. It creates a space for mutual learning and exchange.
It does. Speaking of mutual learning, have you ever learned something surprising from a mentee?
Absolutely. Mentees often bring fresh perspectives that challenge traditional ways of thinking.
That's so true. Their enthusiasm and curiosity can reignite a mentor's passion for their own work.
I've experienced that too. It's a reminder of why we started in our careers in the first place.
Exactly. Mentorship is a two-way street, with mentors gaining just as much as they give.
That's what makes it so fulfilling. Both parties grow together through shared experiences and insights.
It's a privilege to witness that growth and know you've contributed to someone's success.
It really is. Have you noticed any common traits among mentees who excel?
Yes, curiosity, resilience, and a proactive attitude are traits I've seen in high-performing mentees.
Proactiveness stands out. Mentees who take initiative tend to achieve more in shorter time frames.
They do. Resilience is equally important for bouncing back from setbacks and staying focused.
And curiosity drives exploration and innovation, qualities that set exceptional professionals apart.
Exactly. How do you encourage mentees to cultivate these traits if they don't come naturally?
I use positive reinforcement and create opportunities for them to step out of their comfort zones.
That's a great approach. Growth often happens when mentees face challenges and learn to overcome them.
Facing challenges builds confidence. Each success reinforces their ability to handle even bigger obstacles.
It does. That's why mentors should celebrate progress, no matter how small, to keep mentees motivated.
Celebrating progress fosters a growth mindset, encouraging mentees to embrace challenges as opportunities.
A growth mindset is key for long-term success. Mentors play a huge role in nurturing that mindset.
John, let's wrap up by discussing how mentorship evolves over time. How do you see it changing?
Mentorship transitions as mentees grow more confident and independent, becoming collaborators rather than learners.
That's a natural progression. It reflects the mentee's development and readiness to take on bigger challenges.
Absolutely. At some point, the mentor's role shifts to offering occasional guidance or acting as a sounding board.
That reduced involvement shows trust in the mentee's ability to navigate their own path.
Exactly. It's rewarding to see mentees succeed and even become mentors themselves.
That's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Passing on the torch to create a cycle of continuous growth.
It is. When mentees mentor others, they reinforce their own learning and extend the impact of mentorship.
Mentorship truly multiplies its value when it's passed down through generations in an organization.
Yes, it becomes a legacy that shapes the company's culture and future direction.
What about mentors? How do you think they evolve throughout the mentorship journey?
Mentors also grow. They develop stronger leadership skills and gain insights from their mentees' perspectives.
That's true. Mentors often refine their communication and empathy skills during the process.
And they build a deeper understanding of how to support diverse needs and goals.
Diversity is so important. Mentors learn to approach challenges from multiple angles.
Exactly. It prepares them for leadership roles and helps them build stronger professional networks.
Networks are such an underrated benefit. Mentorship connects people across different departments and levels.
It does. These connections can lead to collaborative opportunities and shared successes.
Collaboration strengthens organizational bonds and fosters a sense of community.
And that sense of community makes employees feel valued and supported in their roles.
It creates a positive workplace culture where everyone is invested in each other's success.
That's the kind of culture where mentorship thrives and innovation flourishes.
Speaking of innovation, how can mentorship adapt to future workplace trends, like remote work?
Technology is key. Virtual mentorship platforms and regular video check-ins can bridge geographical gaps.
Virtual tools ensure mentors and mentees stay connected, regardless of location.
They do. And flexibility in scheduling allows mentorship to fit into busy, dynamic work environments.
Flexibility is so important, especially in global teams with different time zones.
Exactly. Mentorship should evolve to meet the changing needs of modern workplaces.
That adaptability ensures mentorship remains relevant and impactful for years to come.
It does. A strong mentorship culture prepares organizations to navigate the complexities of the future.
and it equips individuals with the skills to lead and thrive in any environment.
That's the ultimate goal. Mentorship is about creating a foundation for lasting success.
Thank you so much for this insightful conversation, John. It was a pleasure discussing mentorship with you.
I appreciate your time, Lucy. It's been great exchanging ideas. Looking forward to our next discussion.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Mentee. A person who receives guidance or advice from a mentor.
The mentee showed great progress after a few months of working with her mentor.
Self-driven. Motivated to work independently without needing external encouragement.
She is very self-driven and always completes her tasks ahead of schedule.
Tangible. Something that can be perceived or touched, concrete or real.
The company's success is measured by tangible results, like increased sales and customer satisfaction.
Self-doubt. A lack of confidence in oneself and one's abilities.
His self-doubt prevented him from applying for the promotion he truly deserved.
Resilience. The ability to recover quickly from difficulties or setbacks.
Her resilience in the face of challenges inspired the entire team.
Hurdle. An obstacle or challenge that needs to be overcome.
One of the biggest hurdles in the project was meeting the tight deadline.
Crutch. Something that is used to support or help someone, often metaphorically when it is relied on too much.
Relying too heavily on a crutch can prevent personal growth and development.
Reframing. The process of changing the way something is viewed or interpreted.
Reframing the problem helped the team see new opportunities rather than just challenges.
Contagious. Able to spread from one person to another, often referring to emotions or behaviors.
Her positive attitude is contagious, and it lifts the entire team's spirits.
Trait. A distinguishing characteristic or quality, especially of a person.
Honesty is one of the most important traits a leader can possess.
Thank you for watching our video.